you're hurting somebody. And I don't think people understand how bad is that pain when you hurt somebody that loves you. And it might not be your wife. It just might be a girl that you probably was playing mind games with, and you made them feel like you love them. And it's like you ripped that love from them. And it's like, God will make you pay for that. So don't bring that bad karma into you, boy.
Thanks for watching, guys. Today's episode is brought to you by Boost Mobile.
We can't play with our lives. Like, I'm just gonna get to it. Like, biological clock, the biological clock for women is a real thing. And for men too.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna speak for us. Like, we can't go backwards. So I'm not letting somebody waste my time. Like, that's a rule. Like, and once I started to understand the value of like how the clock, you know, does not wiggle, it's like, wait a minute, like, what we doing? Like, I'm not letting someone waste my time on my dime. I'm letting you waste my time. Like, that's not an option. But you have to get to a certain place to feel that because you understand the significance of like, when I look back, I can't get it back. And you're not gonna keep robbing me of my years. Don't be love bombing me like that. I understand what that meant, but it's like, that's not right.
Okay, so we have a new segment. It is presented by Boost Mobile. It's called Voice Note. So this is where either a listener, a commenter, or a friend of the show sends in a voice note for you.
Wow.
It's either love, a story, usually a question. Sometimes people want advice. There's all kinds of different things. But
So we're going to play this note?
Somebody sent us a voice note, yes.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
he's from Texas. Oh, of course he's from Texas.
I love it.
Yo, my boy Bun. I got a question for you, bro.
Let's go.
So I just got married. International Players Anthem was actually my wedding walkout song. But I'll keep it G, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I used to be a player. Now, I'm trying to walk the straight line and avoid the gun line. What type of advice would you give me on being a solid husband and to try to do right type shit? Like, what advice would you give me?
No, I love that question.
He asked the right questions to the right guy, didn't he?
Oh my God, he didn't even know what our conversation was going to be today.
I love this. Will,
you
first of all.
kind of answered it the whole podcast, by the way.
But I'm going to give a
specific. His name? What's his
Will.
name? Will. Go. Just rewind this whole.
No, I got specific advice for Will.
Okay, go ahead.
I got specific advice for Will. Will, I'm going to need you by the beginning of the year to get yourself to a place where you can leave your phone with your wife for the weekend. I'm going to need you to get to that place.
How do you get there? Explain that.
Huh?
Break that down.
Well, the first thing is you shouldn't have the numbers in the phone anyway if you're married. You should have done this before. But let's say you don't want to be tempted anymore. That's not going to happen. You're going to be tempted. You're going to find women that are prettier than your wife. You're going to find women that are built better than your wife. You're going to find women that are going to do whatever you tell them to do. But they're not going to protect you. They're not going to love you in the way that your wife does. They're not going to care for you. They're not going to know what you need. They're going to assume a lot of things. And basically what you're going to have to do is try to teach and train somebody to love you in the way that somebody already does. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, bro. If you loved her enough to marry her, and to give her your last name in front of all those people and God Almighty, least you can do is keep your phone and your life clean. That's it. The idea of marrying a woman is saying to the world, I'm done. I found the one. I am complete. It won't be perfect, but it'll be perfect for us. That's it. If you're not there, bro, don't get married. Don't move in. Like, don't even do none of that shit because it's already toxic at that point. It's already problematic at that point. Take some time. If you have any women in your life, my brother, now's the time. Get it done. Get it done. Erase everything out of that you need to be done with. And I hope your wife is watching. I hope your wife is watching because she needs to do it too.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder.
She needs to do it too because the idea is not just leaving the phone at home. You should be in a marriage where y'all can trade phones. Right? And if somebody calls her phone for her, you could tell them she has your phone and vice versa. That's the test. But you got to do your part first, Will.
So what about love? Where are you with love? Like, what are your belief systems about love? Has it changed? Are you still like, I feel like you're a little mushy because you talk about your little morning calls and stuff like that. But I don't know. Do you have any thoughts about it? Do you believe in it? Do you need it still so much in your life? Some women say like, you know, I'll be good either way. Some are like, I need a partner.
I believe in it, but I do understand why you got that aunt that is like, you're like in your 50s and you're like and
Smart and dope.
And you're pretty and you're 60 and you good. Like, why don't you have a man? Why I never seen you with a man? And it's like, now I know why. Now I know why. It would drive you crazy. The beginning stages, the mind game, the checks, because everybody got different checks. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Like, some women be like, okay, I need a man to do this. I need a man to that. I need a man to have a job. And I need a man that be at home at a certain time. And I need a man that calls me this amount of time.
Right.
Like, everybody have different
Checklist.
checklists.
Yeah.
So I really understand, like, that mind game. It's really a mind game thing. That mind game is like, some women, I could see why they be like, I can't deal with this mind game shit. I cannot deal with it. Or some men will traumatize a woman so much that they be like, I just don't ever want to do it again. And I'm fine with that. And if you ever see a woman that she don't got a man, don't be judging her like, it's like, oh, why you don't have a man? Is it because you can keep a man? Is it because this and that? No, some women just don't really want to deal with these niggas.
She want to protect their peace.
Understand. She just want to protect her peace. Like, I love and I believe in love and I believe in marriage and I believe in family and I believe in union. But I also do understand why other women, like, it's just like, I'm not doing this shit again. I understand it. And that's why I will not even judge them. Like, don't judge me neither, though. But I won't judge you neither, because I understand why wouldn't you want to do it. I feel like some women just be like, you know what, I'd rather be alone. I don't give a fuck about it. I could die.
Because the knockdown for a lot of women is really hard.
Yes.
When you get knocked down, that shit, some people don't want to get back up again.
Yeah, they don't want to get back up again. And it's like, if you ever see your aunt, you'll be like, why my aunt don't have a nigga? Or like, even my grandma.
Your grandmother too?
Well, my grandma passed. But I always would be like, I want my grandma to have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
I used to brush her hair and I used to be like, so you could have a boyfriend. And it's like, now I know why my grandma never had a man.
Now you understand?
No, but they don't want to deal with that. Nobody want to deal with that.
What will you teach your sons about that? About how to treat a woman, or what will you teach your sons about relationships? Because it's one thing your daughter, you tell your daughter, watch out for this or watch out for this, but raising boys is different. Like, what will you teach your boys about being a good man in that way? Do you know what you're having yet, by the way? You don't know. You haven't said, you do know. Okay, you have to tell me.
I did know, but...
Saving that for another date?
Well, I know the hard things that I want to tell him.
Okay, what is it?
Like, one thing is, like, let me tell you something, boy. If a bitch slightly say no, it's no. You ain't gonna bring no fucking problems in my house. You ain't gonna bring no little bitch that they did no funny shit. Second, you don't own a bitch body. So if you get a bitch knocked up and she say no is no, and it's like, don't think that I'm gonna be helping you. Cause I ain't. You better get a job. And you ain't bringing no... You ain't bringing no bitch to live in my house.
Where does your life or your what you put in the world, where do you hope it lands with people?
I think I want my fans to feel like that everything doesn't have to be so streamlined and formulaic. And that you can really do whatever you want, and you don't have to be, it's not up to other people to tell you how to express yourself. It's up to you. Feels kind of like cliche, but I know, like, in the past I've made a lot of albums that all the songs sounded so different on them. There was really no kind of consistency whatsoever. And I always like, I don't like that. And But I was like, I like these songs individually. I just don't feel like it's a consistent album. I've always felt like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But Scarlet started to get a little more cohesive, but not really. Even then, it was just like, what the fuck is that? There's a lot of songs, like Sore Thumb. They just like stood
This
out
album
with a sore
feels
thumb.
really cohesive.
This was very cohesive for me, yes, in comparison. But I think, like, I mean, when it comes to music, I hope that they take that away, that, like, music is really just music. You can paint however you want to paint. You can express however, you can design however you want to design. And if it makes you happy, that's kind of all that matters. And that's like, literally, that's the best I can. And that does ring really true to me. So hopefully they take that from it. And also be weird. Like, you're going to be cringe whether you like it or not, probably to someone.
Lean into the weird.
The people who think that they're not cringe and that they've got it all together, like, there's a group of people looking at them going,
ew.
Eek. But they probably look back at that group of people and they're probably like, eek. So, like, at the end of the day,
who cares?
It doesn't matter. People are going to think you're lame.
What can somebody...
And that's okay.
Somebody's going to think you're lame.
Multiple people are going to be like, you suck. And you didn't even do anything wrong. You can do anything.
I kind of wish I could do that more. How does somebody lean into their weird bag? Like, let your freak flag fly.
Well, it's a development. I think, like, not my weirdness isn't a development. It's something that... maybe it was a development, yeah. I think it's part of
my weirdness. First of all, you're not weird.
Yeah, well, no, I'm definitely
weird.
I'm fucking kooky. I'm so different. Like, I'm mad different. So, but no, I think that, like, you don't have to be weird either. You can be totally not weird. You can just be whatever you want. I think it's, like, also subjective. Like, someone might be like, that's weird that they're wearing head to toe Adidas. Like, that doesn't, like, that person's weird to me. And then the person wearing the Adidas is looking at the person who's wearing Aloe, Nike, Adidas, Puma, head to toe. And that person's like, they're
fucking
like
weirdo.
They're like, why would you mix all of that?
Yeah.
But, like, that's a cute outfit, and so is that.
Yeah.
That's intentional. So is that. You know? So it's kind of like, that's just how it is. I don't think to lean into your weirdness is to be trusting of your surroundings, or maybe comfortable, trusting of yourself.
Having fun, I would imagine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're thinking about upgrading to the all-new iPhone 17 Pro, designed to be the most powerful iPhone ever. But are you also thinking about the traffic on your way to the store, or transferring all your data and all the time that takes? Well, the good news is that when you order a brand new phone online with Boost Mobile, they'll send an expert to your home or to your work to deliver your brand new iPhone 17 Pro and get you all set up. Boost Mobile can do that within minutes, no hassle. All you gotta do is visit boostmobile.com to get started. Delivery available for select devices purchased at boostmobile.com. Terms apply.
So you've been together 25 years.
Yeah, something like that. Yep. Yeah, 20.
Married 17 years.
Yep.
17 years. You got to be doing something, right?
Yeah. I mean, I believe that.
And a loyal husband.
Yes. There's never been no rumors about me. Like,
never heard
I'm
name in
like,
the streets.
Scared. I don't like to be in the streets. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, it's crazy. Like, even some certain rappers, like I hang out with, and I do judge you if you're not loyal to your lady. And it's not about, like, me knowing her and you introducing me to her. It's about you, actually. Like, because you're not actually cheating on her, you're cheating on yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to, like, preach to this loyal man, like, this shit. I'm just saying this is how I live. Because if you can lay down and you can disrespect a lady that you lay down with, who feeds your kids, and, you know what I mean, who wakes you up in the morning, and then what you gonna do this shit? You gonna treat me like shit?
Yeah.
How the fuck can I be worth something to you if the person that's worth the closest to you, you have no respect for. So I do judge people by that. You know what I mean? All the time. Is there some people who cheat on their wife that's good people? Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And also, you don't know. Also, you don't always know what goes on in other people's relationships.
Right.
Sometimes she could be cheating on him. Sometimes they could have an agreement that you don't even know about.
Yeah.
I think everybody's relationship is different.
Yeah.
But you're right. It is not promoted enough. The idea of Charlamagne talked about it a lot. We were talking about that in the last episode, I think, with Cardi, because Cardi was been through a bunch of shit. And Charlamagne was saying that once because he wasn't loyal, once he became like honest with his wife, the blessings started like going crazy. But you don't hear that a lot.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe I just heard this one, but I believe like it's karma, like, and you do right by people, and that comes back. And it's just like I read something the other day, and it was like you can buy a watch, you could buy whatever, but you can't buy being in shape, right? So it's the same thing. It's like you can't buy being loyal, like, you know what I'm saying? You can't, like, a person sees that, you know. I'm gonna say I can see the world different. Like when I was younger, I would see a woman and I'd be like, ooh, and she's pretty, and that's all I can see, right? And you'd be like, oh man, she's pretty, right? Boom. But then when you like, yo, I don't want that, I don't want her. like you take the power away so much. Like when a woman, like a woman who's used to, you know, manipulating her beauty, sees you and she can't. Like I find it like the most enthusiastic thing, the most invigorating thing for me to go to a strip club and be like, don't touch me, but I'm gonna pay. I'm gonna make it rain. like just stay right there. I'm gonna look. I don't want to be touched, and I don't want no lap dance, no sitting on me, nothing. But I'm going to make it rain.
Yes.
I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna look. You know, that's it. And I find it because it's like
his power.
She has nothing over me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's not the strippers. It's not that. It's just that I'm in control of my own life. And as opposed to me when I was a young boy, I couldn't say no to nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess, you know, I met my wife at the right time because I got all that shit up out of me. But yeah, being a rapper is hard. It's hard. Yes.
Was there a shift in your life that something happened? Or did you decide that you wanted you wanted to have this relationship, or did the relationship just happen?
Me seeing this is definitely a messed up answer, but me seeing other people's relationship fail, I was like, man, I think I can let me make my shit work, because I would see how terrible other people's relationship, and this is my girlfriends too, like my platonic girlfriends as well. Like, you know, I would see them wanting 100% out of their man, and then they're going out and doing crazy shit, and then coming home and be like arguing, and I'm just like, if you're not giving it 100% and he's not giving it 100%, none of this would work. And I just realized I had somebody that was giving me 100%. Like, you know, my wife was helping me raise my kids, and I was just like, this is something I did, and I made her a partner. Like, you know, we went through COVID, and we couldn't order nothing. Like, we wanted to be healthy, and she was like, yo, man, let's open up a juice bar. Like, cause we had to go all the way 2 towns over to get a juice, to get a set of, cause you know, that's what they was telling you to do. So my wife invested in that, and now we have 2 juice bars. We have
Love that.
The original juice bar, yeah. And now we have one on the beach.
So you got love right. What is the best part of that? What have you learned about yourself, or what is something that you just really appreciate about having a long-term marriage?
It's just having somebody that got your back. You know what I'm saying? Like the one thing that I wasn't doing this year was saying no. Right? Every year I said, yo, next year I'm gonna do this. Next year I'm gonna go to Portugal. Next year I'm gonna go to Spain. Next year I'm gonna go to Mykonos. And then I swear to God, it was just like whoever invited me anywhere this year,
you went.
I was just like, yeah. So and so that's probably the best part, is because you know, our kids are grown now, you know, they got girlfriends and they got beards and they got their own barbers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what, we did a good job. They all in school.
So now you're enjoying life.
So now we're enjoying it.
That's dope.
And the one thing about her, I'll tell you, this is the best part. You asked me the best part. The best part was, I met her, I was miserable winning. Sounds horrible, right?
What do you mean?
I was winning, but I was miserable because I was used to traveling around the world, and I got like, whatever. Going back to Paris, who cares? Like going to Dubai, and when I got with her, she was like, "Who the fuck complains about going to Paris?" And I was like, I didn't realize how I sound. Like, because I've been there like 17 times prior to that. And then we going to London, we going to Germany, and I'm traveling all over the world. But she doesn't realize I have to be here. So I have to pay the risk. If I don't take these tours, it comes a time in every artist's life where America is just not messing with you. But if you go to Europe, you can still live like a king. So I figured that out. And what I was doing, Andrew, was I was miserable. I would check into the hotel. I would watch Jerry Springer or Maury Povich or something like that. And it would be in their language. And I just figure it out because I saw every episode anyway. And then I'll sit there and she would be like, when I finally, like, you know, we got together, she came to me to Paris. She woke me up and was like, "We're going to the Eiffel Tower." All the shit that you think is corny. Like, you know, we don't go to the fucking Statue of Liberty. I've never been to the Statue of Liberty.
I know. She made you go?
No, just the Eiffel Tower. To me,
yeah.
She made me do all that. She made me go to the restaurant. She made me try foie gras. She made me try duck. And then I just started, and then I started to love this shit.
Yeah. We hadn't met, but I just wanted to give you a big hug.
We all have the ability to shift the atmosphere in the whatever space we occupy. Because I could have came in and been like, "Hey, how y'all doing?"
Oh my God.
And it would have changed the whole atmosphere.
For sure.
But I come in with joy and love, and I'm excited.
Where does that come from, Tabitha? Where's
you know what?
I know where it comes from.
Right.
But I mean, when did you learn that? When did it hit you?
I think it's really been my whole life. Like my family would tell you, my husband always like, my wife is just a joyful spirit. And I'd be happy.
It's real.
It is. I've also been in very dark places and it's no fun.
No.
And so I remember the last time I was in a dark place, my prayer was, God, if you get me out of this, I will always choose light. And so that's what I do. Every day is light.
So you choose it. It's
I
a
choose
choice.
It. It's a choice. Absolutely.
Because I think probably some people, I think obviously that's why people resonate to you. You bring this joy, this light. It's the light, right?
Yeah, it's the light.
People want to feel. People want to feel that.
Nobody likes the dark.
No, but I think sometimes people don't know how to get out of it.
Yeah, sometimes we can get stuck, but also sometimes the dark has purpose, right? You have to be there for a while so you know that you don't like it.
Oh, that's really good. Why are you giving me a word and you just got here, Tabitha? You just sat in my chair.
That's the truth, Bruce.
Don't come give me a word as soon as you sit in the chair.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to go through it so you realize, you know what, I don't want to go back there.
Yeah, because if you go through it too fast, the
you
lesson
you
is
don't
not
catch
learned.
It. Yeah.
You don't catch it.
That's why that stuckness sometimes take a while.
Oh, that is a good one for today.
Yeah.
All right, thanks. That was a great interview. Thanks. No, I'm just
Thank y'all for coming. Okay, God bless you. Good night.
No, we got a lot to get to today.
I think for me, I'm in a very interesting season of my life. Cayenne has officially left for college. And I keep telling people that it's just something that I don't think I heard enough people talk about, or like maybe I just wasn't prepared for it. Like you hear conversations about everything that people go through in life. For some reason, I wasn't privy to the conversations about when your kid leaves for college, when your only child leaves for college, and like that void. And
you're not gonna make me cry this early in the podcast.
I'm sorry. But like the void and the emptiness and just like literally one day he's there and then one day he's just not. And when he left also, like,
how long has he been gone?
So he's been gone now for about, I would say like a month. And you know, when he left, it's like I just feel like the energy in the house kind of just left, because my house has always been the fun house, all his friends and music and just fun all the time. And then he just left and it just got quiet. And that's been really, really hard for me. And I'm not like embarrassed to say it, or like I'm leaning into it so I can understand what that feeling is and try to like move past it and get to whatever the other side is. But right now I'm so deep in that feeling and it's been hard.
Yeah. Did you not expect it?
I don't know what I expected. Like I think that obviously I always knew he was going to go to college, but it always seemed so far away. And then as it even got closer, I'm like, well, still another month. Still, like I was just savoring all that time. And I guess I didn't just realize just what avoided was an impact, like it was going to happen. Like I said, it's not something like I'm never in conversations with people and that's what people are talking about. I don't know if I'm like running with a different crowd, but I don't talk to people that are like, prepare yourself. This is how it is, or this is how you
we should have talked more before.
We should have talked more.
We should have for sure talked more because I definitely had, I think before Nico left, I had maybe like, I was 6 months in preparation for him leaving. I was like sad and almost, it was weird because it was almost like things were, I was just like irritable and sad. Like I had built up so much before he left.
Right.
Because I was anticipating it, which I think maybe you weren't even anticipating.
I wasn't, right.
So I had been anticipating it. And then when he left, I remember telling, my friend Shaka, not Zulu, Shaka Pilgrim. I was telling Shaka Pilgrim, I said, Nico's, I gotta take him to school. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna be a mess. And she was like, no, you're not. And I was like, no, I am. She was like, no, you're not. And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, imagine for him, this is the first time he's leaving home. He's not going to be living in the house. He's walking into a new place, and you don't want to add to that.
That's stressful.
And that hadn't even. I was so in how I was feeling about it. I was like, oh shit, okay, you're right. I don't want to do that to him. So I went. I dropped him off. I was fine. Of course, I was a little emo on the way home. But then I realized like they don't go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, tell me that. So
okay.
Around it.
I don't, we FaceTimed a lot. I felt like the conversations were more meaningful on the phone and longer. Before it would be like if he called me because he needed somewhere. Hey, mom, coming out here. But now because he's away, when we would be on the phone, the conversations just were a little stronger and more meaningful. And then they come home for the holidays and you still miss them. But they still come home and you're still their mother and you guys are so close.
Very close.
It's just an adjustment. There's no easy answer, but it is, you are okay and you realize like your bond is not going anywhere.
Right.
I don't know if that helps at all.
No, it is helpful because I'm talking to somebody who's been through it. So it's like I'm really listening to your words because you've been through it.
Yeah. And then it started to just become more comfortable. I can't explain
the new norm.
It's like the new norm. Yeah, in a weird way.
So I'm just praying that
so you're like
I get there.
You're like in the early stages of a new norm.
And like you said, I don't want to put that pressure on him because it's not his responsibility to take care of me or make sure I'm good. So like I always try to like, I'm okay. I think one time, it was one night, it was like 2:00 in the morning, I couldn't sleep and I called him and I just started crying. I'm like, I need you to come home. Like, you have to come home. And he's like, Mom, are you okay? I'm like, I just need you to come home. He's like, Mom, I can't come home right now. I have like basketball practice. I was like, but it only happened once. And then I like pulled it together.
Oh,
but see, I get sad just
talking
about it.
But how great is that you have a love that strong, that he knows that you love him that bad? You know what I'm saying? Like that you unravel that way.
Yeah, I tell you, I'm not an emotional person. It's just,
that's right.
Like,
you're not even a cry
more like lately than I've ever seen you cry ever.
Yeah, it'd be the kid that does it to you.
Be the kid. This has just been so hard, but I know that I'll get through it.
Of course you will.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just, of course you will. And you're going to be surprised too, because usually after that first year, and I heard this from a lot of moms, they come home and they're like a little different because now they've had this like, I don't know, independence. And it's like fun to like see that evolution in them.
Right.
And you'll enjoy that process. But man, it'd be your kids.
Be your kids. Be your kids. Oh my goodness. And now just figuring out like, you know what this next chapter looks like for me too. You know?
That part.
Had
you thought about that before or no? I feel like
I mean, I always think about like work and what I have coming up, but not in this way to where like I come home and he's like not there. Like I would work and know that when I got home, he's there. Or, you know, we would plan our evenings or whatever we're going to do. And now it's like I could come off of, you know, a trip or doing some work somewhere and get off the plane and come home and it's just like quiet. So it's just adjusting to that, but also finding things that I enjoy doing or that I want to do in my spare time because my life has always just been work and Cayenne.
Yeah.
I never made a life for myself in between that. It was always work and Cayenne.
Really, that's so interesting because you are known as the friend. Like you have so many friends.
Right.
You have like just a full life you would seem, but
my life has always been about work, and I'm able to be a great friend to people it doesn't change because I'm working all the time, but I've never been a person taking trips all the time or on vacations or like that's I used to always feel guilty about that. Like I used to be like, I gotta work. Like I don't have time to be sitting on the beach somewhere. I'll be on Instagram like, how is everybody always on a fucking vacation? Like this is crazy. I'm on set. I'm more like everybody's just, but I just never did that and never allowed myself time to really find things that I really enjoy. You know how people are like, well, what do you do in your free time? Or what do you do to unwind? Like I never really had the answer to that. Because it was always like, I'll be with Cayenne or I'm, you know, like
I'm working.
Or I'm working. So now it's like finding those things. And I am excited to find that because I do need to find stuff to fill that time and that void when I'm not working. And also I've been working for so long.
Do you feel like you've neglected yourself in a way?
I definitely feel like I've neglected myself. I feel like I've worked so hard to probably in some ways avoid like dealing with life stuff. Like if I'm always working, then I don't have to pay attention to feeling this way or different things that I went through, whether it was publicly or privately or what happened, you know, in my relationship or whatever. It's like, just keep working, just keep working. Then you could be distracted. You can not have to deal with that. But at some point, it all comes back around and you have to face it and deal with it. There's only so many shows I could be on. Everybody's like, oh, one thing about Lala, she gonna find a job, she gonna find a check, she gonna find this. There's only so much of that before it's like, no, you got to deal with some of this stuff and you got to be okay with being with yourself.
But what do you do when it's quiet? Like, how do you have a quiet thing that you do? Like, are you comfortable quiet? Like, if somebody just plopped you on a beach by yourself.
I'm not comfortable quiet.
Really?
I'm not and I'm not comfortable alone. I always have been the person that's around so many people. So I created that environment in my house to be like that, which is why it's Cayenne's friends. You know, they open in the fridge, cooking what they like. That's always been the environment at the house because I always just function better when there's a lot of things happening around me. I could still be super focused. Like I'm focused even in all this stuff happening around me. But when it's just me, I'm not good at that. And I know that that's a thing that I have to work on. Like you have to be okay with being alone and being by yourself and having those alone moments. And I just haven't mastered that.
Yeah. I think it's amazing and super brave that, because we always share our story after we're at the we passed the victory of it. You know, we're like, yeah, I went through that and I came out on the other side and this is how I did it.
Right.
And it's, you know, but it's another thing to talk about, man, I'm so sad right now.
But it's like, I can only be honest with where I'm at right now, what's going on. Of course, I still have my incredibly happy moments and laugh and have fun and like success has been great and life has been great. But this is just like a moment of adjustment and like reframing things. And that's kind of like where I'm at.
Yeah. No, I'm sure there's a lot of women that can relate to this to this moment.
Yeah. And I want to be the person, I want to use a platform like this to talk about it because like I said, I never heard people talking about it.
Yeah.
I would hear every other issue, but I would never hear about when your kid leaves for college.
Don't you hate that?
I'm like, where was the fucking podcast talking about when your kid leaves for college? So I could have listened to that.
I feel like I've talked about it a couple of times. I would send you some clips.
Okay, please.
But it wasn't, but it's not, because it's a very specific situation.
Right.
I mean, there's shit that we never. What about parenting? I always say there's things that nobody ever told me about parenting that you don't find out till we see people talking about parenting, but there's things that you just don't know
till you're in it.
It's funny because you have how old is your son? 20? 20, right? 22. But as a parent, you think of a 17-year-old kid in the projects in an apartment by himself, paying rent, taking care of other people. It's kind of crazy. Like when you think about that age and what, I don't know, as a parent, like, do you look at your son sometimes and think about the 17-year-old version of you?
100%. And I also try to tell him the flip side is that I didn't do what I did for you to spoil you. I did what I did for you to give you a better opportunity than I had at achieving anything you want to do in life. We didn't have the opportunity to achieve anything we wanted to do in life. We had our back against the wall. We had to learn how to survive to get ourselves out of certain situations. By the grace of God, some kids were talented enough to end up to where we at right now, but nothing was promised. We didn't have anything. We didn't have a platform to bounce off of. Nobody knew financial literacy. Nobody knew none of that. Most of us was on welfare. Most of us was getting food stamps. Like, I'm from the bottom of it, like you did. Like, my moms used to take me and fight with the social worker. Like, I know the ins and outs of the welfare system. Like, I'm one of them babies. babies.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if people get this picture painted. Like, I'm from the real bottom with nothing. I've been traveling on the train since I've been 8 and 9. I've been telling people this for years. Like, I'm a real anomaly. Like, I'm different in New York City. I was a man long before I was supposed to be a man. And I had that mindset because of where we grew up at and what was in front of me at a young age and what I was seeing. All I seen was hustlers in my life at a young age. All. From my moms to my uncles, I seen what the drugs could do when you make money off it. I seen what the drugs could do when you start to abuse it and tear a whole family apart. I've been in the middle of that, of everything. I know what drugs could do wholeheartedly. Those are one of the reasons why I never did anything but weed in my life. I never tried ecstasy. I never tried any of that shit. I took a Percocet, I got injured and shit like that, painkiller, but I never did any of that. Any of that. And I pride myself in that because I was scared straight of that from when I was younger, watching my family get torn apart by that same drug. You heard? But I have addictive behavior. I got caught up in marijuana, not to say that's no better than anybody else's vices, and I learned that as I got older. I'm no better than anybody else because we all have some type of addictions that are bad for us. You know what I mean? No matter what it is. And I had to learn a lot of things about how to handle that in my family alone and to accept certain things and shit like that that I once was embarrassed by.
What is the history of addiction in your family?
Everybody.
What do you mean?
Was addicted in my family.
Everybody?
Everyone. Except for my grandmother.
How did she pass?
My grandmother passed of cancer in 95.
That must have been...
Broke every bit of soul I had. I mean, like, every bit of... That was my mother. I lived with my grandmother. She raised me from a baby. Not to say my mother didn't raise me, but my mother was a baby when she raised me, when she had me. So she was so young that she still was outside running the streets. And my grandmother took the responsibility of really raising me and my sisters from a young age. And then, you know how I go. And she, when I think about how early she passed when she was 55. I'm 48.
That was young. Especially if everybody else in your family is addicted to drugs. You have this one person.
She was an angel on earth. She was a God-fearing lady. She showed me about going to church. Her church habits led to my church habits. And even though I was running the streets, I used to take Cam and everybody to church once a year on New Year's. That led to him taking everybody else to church. Like these things that my grandmother instilled in me are really a lot of the reasons why I'm able to still be here today. You know what I mean? Like I'm very realistic in who I am and very realistic in life. I'm also a God-fearing man. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, and when I make mistakes, I own up to it. You know what I mean? Pardon me. I'm very emotional. Everybody know I wear my heart on my sleeve. So here we go with tears and shit like that.
You want a tissue? We get your tissue.
Nah, me go. You
sure? It's crazy because those are the things, right? Those are the things that shape. You take a moment like that, you're 17, your grandmother, the one person that's not addicted to drugs that you could rely on, that's been raising you, she's gone. Like, that, you could have went in a very different direction.
I was gone in a different direction.
What do you mean?
I was gone. The music saved me from the streets. Really. The opportunities that music presented to us really saved me from the streets. And I mean, I was stuck in it for a very long time, way after we signed that deal, just because I didn't know no better. I had to teach myself better.
What do you tell that kid right now, that 17-year-old who's in that same space that you were in at that time?
Shit, I mean, it worked for me, so now you gotta tell them, stick to your grind, stick to your heart, and be careful. You know what I mean? If I had somebody tell me about certain things that was gonna happen in life, shit, I would have been grateful for that. But I had to go head on with everything that I had to handle from a young age. And just thinking about that now and shit like that, you know, I don't really talk about my grandmother. So, you know, right now you mentioned something that I try to not talk about because I know she hurts a lot.
Yeah.
She got cheated. Yeah, because she didn't get to see how dope of a person her grandson came to be.
You don't believe that? Let's get you a tissue, baby. I don't want you to...
Even, you know, people will have been watching over, but physically,
you would have liked...
the work I did.
You probably would have liked to spend some money on her, let her feel it.
Money on her. I would give everything I got. Right now, I would be comfortable living on the streets if I could get 2 seconds with her.
This is your mom's mom or your dad's mom? Mom's mom.
My mom's mom. My dad, mom's still alive. She's a gangster.
She's a gangster?
Like 94 right now. So.
Where's she?
She lives in the Bronx.
I'm sorry, I got you emotional so early in the conversation. That doesn't usually happen.
It's cool, though. These are things that humble me.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Because I be moving so fast, and sometimes I forget about what's more important in life. And it's easy to get caught up in this game. And you just bring me back to reality. But it's cool.
What do you think is important?
What life?
Yeah.
Living it to the fullest. You know, I've learned that people are more important than currency to me in my life. You can always make some money, but you can't make a good person. And you can't get them back once they're gone. So cherish them while they're here.
For sure.
Please do. If you love anybody.
You've had Chrissy around for a long time.
Yeah. That's my ride or die right there.
I bet you that's her.
Probably. Probably. She be on it. And it is her.
Let me see her. Chrissy. Hi, baby. We were just talking about you, and I said, beautiful. Thank you, Mama. I said, Chrissy, and you called. Like, it was like you heard, you knew he was talking about you, and you hit that. She said, you better be talking right.
All right, bye. Hit you back. All right.
Bye, Mama. So cute. How do you feel about being an icon, the word icon, the moments of when people take a moment? Because, you know, we all are living our lives and trying to be in our purpose and hopefully doing things and contributing. But every now and then we stop for a second and we say, hey, man, good job. Or, hey, we appreciate you. Every now and then in our careers, if we're lucky enough, we're blessed enough, then people take a moment to like look at your history and honor you. And what does that feel like for you?
It is very, it's very out of body. It is nuanced and complex, you know, because, you know, I come from a genre of music where you are wired as a pup to have the mindset and the consciousness of it ain't about you. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like you're a vessel for God, and you know you shouldn't be getting all caught up in the worldly things. Like, you know, like I was at home in the bed when I won my first Grammy.
You didn't go to the Grammys?
When I won my first Grammy, I was at home, but because a lot of the older school gospel artists around me were very much anti anything that looked like
celebratory.
Anything self-celebratory, they were very much, you know, we're supposed to be doing it for him and for God. It's not supposed to be about us. And so I wanted to kind of model myself based on what I thought was, okay, well, if that's what they're doing, I need to be that way too. And so it's only been a few years. It's only been maybe a decade, not close to a decade, that I've become very comfortable. Something after COVID switched for me.
What? Really? COVID did it?
COVID switched.
What was the switch?
It was leading up to COVID.
But what's the switch?
It's I think that when churches were closed, and if I can be honest, when religion, not Christianity, not the teachings and the patterns of the life of Jesus, because see, Jesus was ill. You know what I'm saying? Jesus was dope. Jesus, you know, but organized religion and Western Christianity can be problematic, right? Historically, it can be problematic for Black and brown people, but and so Western Christianity and Jesus, those they are not synonymous. They're not.
No, of course,
not at all. And so seeing church doors close and people try to find their way, and you being left on your own to kind of find your own journey, to find your path, and it kind of came like another awakening, like another enlightenment. I think that it freed people from religion and from dogma. But I'm still not answering your question. Your question was about this award.
And then switch for you to be like, okay to receive an award and be honored in this way.
Yeah, but see, I don't even know if I'm okay with receiving an award, not from the religious standpoint. I just think that, oh man, Angie, it is the weirdest thing, because it is my first interview that I've had about this, like this. And then I'm here with you, so it's like I got to do a point because you're such a legend.
Oh, you stop it.
Oh,
pressure, please.
No, Ma. No, you just, you
You always show me love. I
You
work
one of
to you on
one.
the street. You stop.
You one of
give me
one.
love.
You one of one. You one
Thank
of
you.
one. I think that when
That's very humbling.
oh no, ma'am, no, it's earned. It's that you think of, like, it just makes you wonder, well, what do I do with that? Like, what do I, like, I'm not built to go,
I did great.
yeah,
relax.
yeah, it's very much,
Aren't I amazing?
I don't know what to do with it.
Can I share a story with you? I did. I got inducted into the Radio Hall of Fame. When was that? How many years ago was that?
2020.
Wow.
Oh, around COVID.
Wow.
Right? Because I actually got the award was during COVID. But sometimes you have to like campaign for those things. I never cared about awards. I hate awards. I don't want to.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't want it. I'm not humble. It's just that I got stuff to do. Like, and also like it just feels weird to me. Kind of like, But then I went to speak at a college, and it was a bunch of kids doing broadcasting, and they had a wall of the Radio Hall of Fame, and there was hardly any people of color and hardly any women on the wall. But I walked in the class, and there was mad people of color, diverse room.
I get it.
And when I walked back out, I was like, oh, I need to be on that wall.
I get it.
So it's not for me to be on that wall. It's actually as representation, it's important for me to be on that wall.
Yeah.
So if I get an award or something like that, I kind of look at it that way. Like, this is not just an award for me to go home and sit in my house and go, great. It's an opportunity for people to look at you and be like, oh, I could do that too.
Gotcha.
Oh, if I stay true to myself and I fight through demons and I'm honest about it, maybe I could have a moment of celebration too. It's just inspiring. So if you take that energy and put it outside, not that I'm trying to preach to you right now, it's just crazy.
I'm just crazy.
I'm just saying, it really is a different way to look at it. Instead of putting all the weight on you, like, how do I feel about being honored?
Yeah. Well, thank you for understanding.
I totally understand.
Thank you.
Sometimes it's very scary. Like Jeffrey had to, even though he's on the spectrum, he had to register for the military. That was something that I didn't think about because at the time he had to be registered at 18. They said, I was trying to get him out of it, but they was like, you're a celebrity. So either he could go to jail or be fined a lot of money. You could be a scapegoat. So I had to register my son, and they said, don't worry. We're not in an active war. So if anything happened, we would, do the mental test, the emotional test, and we're going to send him home. Well, now with this administration, I don't know what's about to happen.
I know.
I wake up out of my sleep terrified. My son is registered for the military. It's hard explaining to him what's going on now, about the government, because he just looks at things in black and white, right and wrong. And I'm just like, I don't want anybody to take advantage of my son because Jeffrey doesn't read bad energy. He's just like happy-go-lucky. So, you don't want them to get hurt. But sometimes, we are where we are because we got hurt, because we had to go through some stuff. So what do I tell my son? I try to just teach him to be an amazing person. I really work on accepting his differences. I had to mourn why he wasn't like me. My son doesn't like attention. He stopped me from talking about him on stage. I am forbidden to say his name, to give any experiences. I say, you are my money. I don't have a man in my life. It's just you. Like, all I talk about it. And he said, no, I'm not a story. So I've had to respect that because, so I just try to teach him, Jeffrey, just, be a good, kind person. I told him the other day, I said, if the police stop you, you must tell them that you're autistic and that you need to call your mom. He said, I'm not autistic. I'm not a label mom. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Jeffrey, but if something like that happens, and he goes, and the police aren't going to stop me. So I don't want to put the fear of God into my son.
Yeah, but you want to prepare him.
But I want to prepare him. But he's so like, and that's what he believes.
Because his heart is so good.
His heart is so pure.
Yeah,
he's like, that's
pure.
not going to happen.
Yeah.
He's
I know
like,
that. I have friends who have kids on the spectrum, and I always think, it's like a gift and a curse in weird ways. There's challenges and blessings, but there's such a purity.
It's such a purity
about the way they maneuver through, at least the ones that I know. I'm sure everyone's different. The children I have been around, there's such a purity in how they move around the world.
Of how they move around in life. And I go, well, maybe, Father, He knows something I don't know. He's manifesting something, that might be true. And that's what my girlfriend said when I go through it with about Jeffrey. She said, God told me to tell you who knows best. Who knows Jeffrey best? His mother or the one who created him. That had me laid out on the floor. So a lot of stuff, I literally have to say, Lord, I just entrust my son to you.
I love that.
I don't remember nothing, but I entrust this boy to you.
What about, what has been the greatest joy about that part? Like, what has been the biggest blessing of that, of raising a child who's on the spectrum? And then the most challenging thing?
The biggest blessing is Jeffrey has taught me to be fearless. Jeffrey has taught me to advocate for myself because I have to advocate for him. And if I can't advocate for myself, I have to be able to, I can't advocate for him. Like it's a real thing about Black boys being in school and the way prison and pipeline prison and how they are treated. And we need more male teachers of color in there, and that Black boys get in trouble more, because you got people who don't understand them. And I remember there was an incident at school and they were like, we're going to have to put in this file. And I had to step up and go, no, you're not, because that's not Jeffrey's fault. That's not, no, that's not my son. We gonna talk about this. I'm coming in, that's always, I've never liked any kind of, confrontation. I was raised in a religion where we didn't do confrontation. So having to step up to advocate for my son, has been a big one, but it's been also wonderful. It's been a challenge, a child on the spectrum, they repeat things 30, 40 times. They have meltdowns, things that you might look at with my son going, I can't believe you let him say that. Jeffrey doesn't know the difference between tone. So I might go, Jeffrey, he thinks that's just like a regular, he don't understand disrespectful.
Right.
So I have to teach him that. And so somebody else might look at it and go, I can't believe he was doing that. But I know that that's his spectrum. It's called stacking. Like if Jeffrey sees something, if you see a dangerous situation, you'll go, wait a minute, they're doing this. Then you stack it with another thought. I need to do this because they were doing that. Then you stack it with another thought. So this means he doesn't do that with this disorder. He sees it and he still goes and says, hey, bro, what, right. And it's a dangerous situation. So I had to really accept this is my son. I had to accept his little quirky ways. I had to accept Sherri, he will say the same thing to you 32 times and he will have meltdowns. And I said, Jeffrey, do I frustrate you? He went, yes, every day, all day. You always want to come in. You keep going, Jeffrey, how you doing? Jeffrey, I love you. Jeffrey, how was school? Jeffrey, did you pull your pants in? Jeffrey, did you take a shower? Jeffrey, and I was like, okay, watch your tone. Then he goes, what? I've had to accept that is my son. I've had to accept that my son, who was born the same time as Garcelle Bouvet's kids and the same time as Boris Kojo's son, they're all in college right now. It's a little not click bad, but they've all grown up together, all the Hollywood kids. I've had to accept my son is a little different, so he probably doesn't fit in like they would. I'm not going to Howard unpacking Jeffrey's stuff. And sometimes I wonder what would he have been like if he didn't have autism. And I've learned to go, but he's just like who he is. And he's a beautiful kid and he's and he loves me, even though he wants to be away from me. So that's probably been the biggest challenge of going, Jeffrey's father's a stand-up comic. I'm a stand-up comic, but that boy in more bad moods than anybody ever. He don't want nothing to do with comedy.
With no jokes.
He don't want nothing. But if you say to Jeffrey, what do most people say about Jeffrey? He's so funny. He's got this dry sense of humor, but he wants nothing to do with what his mother and father do. And I go, well, what are you going to do? He ain't going to be no rocket scientist. So that's the challenge of acceptance and accepting that just he is who he is and accepting that, he's going to be okay. I wake up a lot terrified, going, is the world going to treat my son? Are they going to see my son, how innocent he is, that even though his face, Jeffrey will say, I'm crying inside, Mom. But will they see that purity in this boy that is now 21? Because I can't speak for him no more, Angie. People get on the phone. We were talking to Social Security. I'm going to just tell you a story. And then you want to move on. But like I think of my son as a 13, so I can't speak for him. So we had to talk to the Social Security office, and they said, Miss Shepherd, we can't talk to you. He's 20. We have to talk to Mr. Tarpley. And I said, he don't know his head from his ass. Like, I'm the one, like, you got to talk to me. And they said, no, we have to talk to him. So the first thing they said to him, they said, what is your sex? He goes, well, I'm not having it right now. But when I'm 24, my mom said when I'm 24, I'm having a lot of sex. And I'm sitting there going, you see, this is why I want to talk. And they said, do you do drugs? He goes, not yet. But 24, I'm getting high. I'm going to see strippers and it's going to be lit. Mom, I'm going to be out there in the streets. Like, and so a call that would have taken 20 minutes, 2 hours.
Yeah.
2 hours. And I was just sitting here, but I can't talk for him anymore.
We were at a good time in our lives because our kids don't have phones yet and they're not on social media yet. And so we got it in time to like listen and like be like, yo, we're not letting them have a smartphone till a certain age. And
what age?
I think it's like, we said 9th grade or something like that. I forget, but we made a pact with other parents at the school and said, let's band together because if one of us, lets our kid have a phone this early, then all the other kids are gonna be like, well, she got one or he got one. Yeah. And so you have to, it's called a collective action issue.
Wow.
And so.
Did you lead this? Did you start this?
We did it as a group. Like my wife was involved. She's a Girl Scout mom. And so it was her and like a few of the Girl Scout moms that started it. And then we did it with the whole 3rd grade, which is our oldest grade.
So no phones.
Yeah.
Until the 9th grade.
Yeah. And then no social media. I think they say until you're like 16 or something.
Wow.
Like no Instagram, no Snap, any of that. And they say you have to be really mindful of group chats because a lot of the group chats are where the bullying happens and like the excluding and ostracizing people, and you just got to be really mindful of all of it. And I think they're learning so much about the effect that it has on kids that we can benefit from all the things that they're learning and the previous generation didn't know. And
are your kids pushing back on any of that?
No, they're good so far, but I feel like, wait till Luna's like 11 or 12 and we'll see.
But are you prepared to stand
Yes,
firm?
We're going to be tough.
And what is the benefits? What do they say the benefits of that?
Well, it's just like their attention span in class, just reading a book. Just think of how there's a whole generation of kids that like it's hard for them to focus on anything like a book, a movie, because they're so like... Yeah. And like when your brain is trained to do that, especially at this age, when your brain is still being formed and your habits are being formed, it's not a good thing.
It's kind of scary to be a parent now.
And then the AI thing, like that's a whole nother beast.
Yeah, where are you with that? Because it's giving me I love it in so many ways. It's helped me to like projects, ideas, helps me kind of like formulate ideas really quickly. I also have a little anxiety about it because it is so fast that you start to feel that feeling of like, I need to be faster.
Yeah. And like,
do you feel
are
any
of our kids gonna like read the whole book, or they're just gonna get AI to tell them what it was about? And are they gonna write any more papers themselves, or like?
But should they too?
That's a good question. Like we don't know.
Right.
Like, and we don't know what the side effects of all that are going to be on
like one
their
of my kids,
development.
One of my kids was working on something and they're not allowed to use AI, and I thought that. I don't know that's
not realistic either, right?
Number one, it's not realistic, and I also don't think it's the smartest way to look at it because AI is here, it's happening.
Yeah.
So we can we could say, hey, don't use that. They're still going to use it, or we can say, how can you use that smarter?
Yes.
How can you use that better than everyone else is using?
Yeah.
How can you use? So I don't know. It's tricky. I just wonder how you guys manage through that.
Well, the kids aren't really on it yet. So,
yeah. What about
but
you?
I think by the time they're in high school. Like it'll be so robust and it'll be so there that I think that's what teachers are going to end up doing is saying, well, how do you use this properly in a way that actually stimulates you learning, that you can put your own creative spin on anything and still be like a creative person, but get kind of the extra support from AI.
Listen, let me tell you, because I know men be like, oh, you hate men. No, I don't hate men. I really love men. I do. You motherfuckers are built beautifully. Your dick is beautiful sometimes when you take care of it, when you take care of it.
Yeah.
But, I'm not going to put up with your shit no more. I love ice cream. I can't eat it. It makes my stomach hurt.
The dairy. It's a lot of dairy.
It's a lot of dairy.
Yeah.
So I think you're beautiful, but you full of shit. And you're not going to ruin my peace or my time or my house or my anything anymore. And it's not about me saying, I don't need you, because I do. I need you. But what I need is what you need. Peace.
Yeah.
And love.
Yeah.
And let's take a journey together. But you can't do that if you 3 steps behind me. And I'm talking about educationally, emotionally, financially. I'm not ashamed to be rich anymore. Which men used to make me feel bad about that.
Really?
Well, I can't get you this, but I can. Well, then block, because it's not about what you can't get from me. It's the fact that you need to tell me that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that means that you haven't delved into what I really love. You're a photographer. Why wouldn't you go take a picture for me and frame it and say, baby, happy birthday?
Or take pictures of me.
Oh my God. And get, I'd be like, oh, baby.
Right.
Oh my God. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, men don't.
He
listen,
misread the whole thing.
And this is because, and men, this is because you come at a different space. You keep throwing that financial shit on us. You know, there are chicks out there that's about that and, you know, need the money or whatever. But look at women, really. We surviving because we can't trust you to do it. So when you say independent women, yeah, I have to be, or I'll starve.
I'll be hungry.
I'll be hungry as fuck. So, like, yeah, I'm independent, but, you know, it's just, y'all got to get y'all shit together. Like, we got our shit together. When you told us we was crazy, we invented Oprah. You know what I'm saying?
Her.
But you motherfuckers just stayed on the couch and played the PlayStation. Just every level that came.
Has anybody ever surprised you?
Men?
Yes.
No.
Oh.
I mean, my friends.
Yeah, you've seen it.
So I know it exists.
Yes.
But I'm going to tell you this, Angie. I may have not been attracting it.
Right.
Because I hadn't got to the other side of myself.
Yes.
So that may have been
Come on, Leslie.
It might have been all I can, because my assistant says it to me all the time. She's like, oh, you know, I think you're about to find a man in New York. And I was like, girl, I lived in New York for so long and I never find. She was like, yeah, you was a different person then. And I was. I was unhealthy mentally, physically. And you have to make yourself the best package. Like, and that's how I tell men too. Like, why come offering fuck shit and then ask me what I bring to the table? And what, as a man, can you not provide for yourself that I'm supposed to provide for you? Why are you asking me what I bring to the table? I ain't asked you what you brought to the table. Do you get what I'm saying?
I do.
Cause my shit together. Like, you want to fuck with me cause my credit good, son.
But wait, if you're so different now, what is that difference? How are you approaching
The
things
difference
now?
is that I'm a little bit more, when I get into this age, I'm a little bit more settled with life.
Yeah.
And not so easy to go. Like, I used to get really excited if a guy would even talk to me or give me their number. I'd be like, "Ooh, this is my new boyfriend." You know, just like 1 to 100. Yeah, you know, I've learned to now just be like, accept people for who they are. When someone tell you who they are, believe them. You know what I'm saying? And my peace is so wonderful. I protect that anyway. So when you protect your peace, kind of like those guys stay away from that because you put up such a good guard about yourself. You know, and it can work to a fault too, because some motherfuckers would be like, oh, I don't know if I could talk to her. Well, if you don't know you can talk to me, then you're right. You can't talk to me. Because that's why I want the guy that sees that and goes, nah, I still want to try to talk to her. I don't give a fuck. I'm willing to risk it all. Like, I'm willing to risk rejection to fucking talk to this bitch because she hot. She fucking got it going on. Like, why would you not? And this is another thing, insecure ass man. Why would you not want a badass bitch? Do you remember back in the day? I know you remember this, Angie. There was maybe a small period of time when men used to brag about they bitches having shit. Yeah. Oh man, my girl got a motherfucking insurance. She got a 401. Yeah, my baby got Acura. She fucking be going to work every day. She got fucking groceries and shit. Yeah. Now that shit is gone. Men is completely fucking insecure.
Why? What is that?
I think it's just, again, education, like educating themselves because when you love yourself, you don't hurt people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You really, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Hurt people hurt people.
We had recently, because this conversation is in real life, right? So we talking about real life shit. There's been a couple of guests. You say you have friends that you've seen better versions of it. We had Adrienne and Israel on. You know her, Adrienne Houghton. She's from The Real. She was on The Real. She married her husband is a gospel singer.
I think I know who you're talking about.
You know Adrienne. She was on The Real. She was in Cheetah Girls back in the day.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Adrienne Bailon.
Yes.
Yeah. She's very happy.
Mm-hmm.
And her husband that she picked somebody equally yoked, good for her. She's so fucking happy. So when I see people who got it right, I'm always like, what are you doing? How does this happen?
You know that's a work. Like my writer friend, Lenny, beautiful wife, happy. He happy, always jokes about her, but he's happy. I know a lot of people in
and
good
what are they doing?
But they work. They fucking work at it because you really see, and that's the thing too. I think that, you know, I'm pretty sure me and you are kind of the same when we fall in love, we just like fall in love.
Mm-hmm.
We don't fall in like.
Mm-hmm.
We just fall in love.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and then when the love shit wears off, we have the like and we trying to find it's like crack. You know what I'm saying? We smoked that crack and that crack made us so high that night, girl. And we keep smoking it trying to get the same high. But you bought the wrong product to do that. This guy was never going to sustain that high.
You got to get the right product.
Yeah.
But that is a thing. So even in that situation, Adrienne and Israel, she had to have a bad breakup. He had to have a bad divorce and he had cheated on his wife. He was like, I'm not a cheater, but I cheated. And now here I come in and I knew I had to be a different person. So they had to go through their shit. Like how you were saying, you know who
divorced
you are
men.
now.
Yep, divorced men.
Divorced men.
Divorced men, dude. I mean, those are kind of good ones to date because they learn.
They learn. Hopefully.
They hopefully they learn.
Yeah,
you know, and they want to try to do it better.
Eve is happy.
Eve,
I had Eve
the rapper.
On. Yes, I had her on recently, and she was saying she stopped. She's in LA. She was like, I was in LA. I was dating a bunch of guys who were like, let's just see how this goes. So she had a whole bunch of situationships that were going nowhere, and she just stopped. She just cut everybody off. She's like, I want something different. And she met her husband, and he was very honest, very forthcoming, very like didn't play no games. And she was like, yes, this feels good. She made a conscious shift about what she was choosing to be in her life. And so she made that's the thing, right? It's the shift. It's like
the shift.
Knowing what you need, knowing what is going to give you peace and happiness, and then making a decision to go find that. And so I think that there's something in that.
Well, it's also too how we make our other decisions. You know, when you want a piece of steak, go get a piece of steak. You know what I'm saying? You put that in your conscience. It's the same thing as far as too with men. You know what, like I always ask myself for a man that's like you said, equally yoked, one that's not going to get insecure from me, you know, that got his own shit going on, because that's always, you know, someone who's self-aware and mentally healthy.
Hey guys, today's show is brought to you by Hard Rock Bet. Hard Rock Bet is a sportsbook app, and it's a really simple sportsbook app if you just want to see what everyone's talking about, or if you don't even really care about the game, but you want to make it a little more interesting. You could just bet a buck or two, very easy. And one Hard Rock Bet player last week turned a $3 bet into over $29,000 in winnings. And if you want to see more wins like that, or you just want to see what I'm talking about, you can follow at Hard Rock Bet on social. Football season is still going, so if you want to try your first bet on Hard Rock Bet, you can get $150 bonus bets if you win. Just place a $5 bet, and if that hits, you get not only your winnings, but you get $150 in extra bonus bets. And since it's Wednesday, if you're already betting on Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook app, you know what that means. It's the last day to use your legendary reward drops. Open up the app today and you could have a bonus bet, or who knows what's in there, all kinds of stuff. And it's always a nice surprise. So new rewards drop tomorrow. Don't miss out. Head over to the Hard Rock Bet app and make your deposit.
I was talking to just a friend. Just a friend. And I was trying to come up with a nickname.
For this friend?
Yeah. And I was doing my best, like sending her fire nicknames. She was like, no. It got to a point where she wasn't even replying. She was just thumbs down in them. Like, first of all, you rude. Second of all, let me ask ChatGPT. Hey, it's a friend of mine. I'm trying to come up with a nickname. And all the ideas I'm sending ain't not hitting. You mind sending me some? Horrible.
Horrible?
Sucks.
Yeah, but you gave it a bad command. You need more specifics, like this friend of yours. Why do they need a nickname?
What? Oh, me? Why am I?
Yeah, like you got to tell chat, like, what is the reason behind the nickname?
You got to tell it all that?
Because then it could give you a better answer.
I just was just like, this is something just to be charming. Like, hey.
Oh, I want to be charming with my friend.
Yeah.
Can you give me a nickname?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, then you have to say, this person is like this, and this, and this. And then they'll give you the perfect name around you gotta
I ain't even know him enough yet.
You gotta get your prompts together.
Prompts. Yeah, I gave it a bad prompt.
You gotta get
sometimes like if it doesn't give me like I feel like the normal person would just close it and be like, it didn't work. I told chat, I was like, that I don't like these.
And what did chat say?
All right, my bad. Like I didn't even ask for more. I was just like, these aren't good. Be better. And I closed it out.
You have to look inside and you have to give better prompts.
Yeah, I thought you was gonna say I just gotta get better at nicknames.
Give me the damn phone. Let's find one right now for this person.
Oh, but then I gotta say their name.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Give me my phone. Who got my phone? You got it?
I'm gonna make up a name.
This is actually a great exercise.
Really?
Yes, because the thing with AI lately too, especially ChatGPT, is like people are like halfway in, halfway out. Some people are not even in at all.
My granny's scared.
I just had this conversation with my mother. I was just yelling at my mother like, yo, don't be that, don't miss the whole world is changing.
Right.
Like, don't not be with the rest of the world.
Right.
So we had this conversation. Anyway, so this may be somebody who's not been using it will be inspired to. Okay, so you need a nickname.
I could just make up a name. No, but I also wanted it to be a play on their name.
Nickname for a friend.
Yeah.
A special friend? A significant friend? A weekend friend?
I got to specify with that?
This is a very sneaky way to get in somebody's business.
Just say,
you see what I just did?
Just say
for a
romantic friend.
Ooh.
Yeah.
A romantic friend.
Yeah.
Give me some of that. That is.
I can't get too much.
Come on, is really what? Tell me her characteristics.
Her characteristics?
Do you know it, or do you?
I do, but I don't want to.
Is she funny? Does she like science? Does she like AI?
She is funny. Yeah.
Okay. Is she shaped like an hourglass? You don't want to. You holding on too tight. This is why ChatGPT.
Who is she?
This is why ChatGPT don't fuck with you, because you don't give it no information.
I didn't know it.
See, these names are terrible.
But they don't even know her name.
First of all, yeah, these are bad.
Let me see.
No, because it thinks. Here's where I fucked up.
Is it a he?
He thinks it's for me. so it's
also it has context of friends you put in there.
It thinks it's me because I have a it knows my history, so it wants me to call somebody Zaddy. Or it wants me to call him Zaddy or Pookie or Teddy.
I like Teddy.
Or the rest of the sweet thing, Love Bug.
Fire. You know what you should reply?
What?
These are bad and just close them. Like, let it sit with how bad it is.
You know about to fuck up my relationship, my chat.
This is bad.
I also loved the idea of people just seeing me. I can't hide behind anything.
Yeah.
You have my eyes, you have my nose, you have my mouth. This is what I look like.
Yeah.
And I think there's a vulnerability to being like, hey, this is it.
Does anybody in your life have a reaction to this when you do it? Like, do you have a...
I think my mum was worried a little bit.
Okay.
For a small time. She's like, are you okay? Like, what if you get cold? I was like, I'll wear a hat if I get cold.
I saw you on set with the little green hat. It was cute.
It's like, this is what it is. And but everyone else is fine. I think they're also used to me just sort of doing what is right
You're
for
an
me.
artist.
Yeah. It's fine.
You're an artist.
Yeah.
You can get away with stuff that not everybody can get away with.
Well, the thing is, I think it's a rite of passage. I think everyone should shave their head at one point in their lives, just to feel what it's like to have nothing to hide behind and to just be, like to accept all of your flaws, all of the things, whatever your scalp looks like, whatever your face looks like, you see it all, because hair frames the face. Of course it does.
Yes.
We make it to frame the face.
Yes.
And when you take it away, your face is the frame. And I think that that's a very vulnerable thing to be able to do. And I know it. Some people are like, why doesn't she have hair? She should have hair. She would look better with hair. But it's also like, I don't want it. I don't want it.
Yes.
I don't think I need it. And I think I'm okay to think I don't need it.
Yes.
And even if you think I do need it, that's also okay. You have it. You know?
Yeah.
I love that for you, but I don't want it for me.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think there is a way that I move through my life now because I don't have hair that actually strangely makes me feel so much more confident in who I am because there's nothing to hide behind.
Mm-hmm.
You just see me, you know?
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm not ready. But before I leave this earth,
yeah,
I have to do that.
Please.
Just to have that experience.
No eyebrows, no hair. I mean, no hair.
Yeah, no, nothing.
I have no eyebrows. You not notice?
Yeah, I don't. It looks like a light eyebrow. You have a light eyebrow.
There's nothing
there.
Eyebrows. I have no.
So, will you shave the eyebrow too?
Yes, I do.
Wow.
I did it this morning.
I don't know everybody's as beautiful with no hair and no eyebrows. I'm going to be honest. I have to be honest because I don't know if this works. I don't know for me if it works. I don't know if it works for me. But I want to have that experience at some point in my life.
Yeah.
Maybe when I'm a little bit older and like less, I don't know.
Yeah. But there will be a day when you're just like, I don't care.
I'm minimally concerned about what people think.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I'm all the way there.
Yeah.
Only because I don't have a lot of confidence in what this is going to do for what it looks like on me.
I think you're a beautiful, beautiful person.
Sweet.
Do you know what I mean? So all it will do is make me look at your features even more. You have the most beautiful face. So why wouldn't it, you know, all we'll do is end up looking into your eyes.
Very tempted.
Yeah.
Very tempting.
When you are ready, try.
Okay. But you do think that everybody
I think everybody.
Once in their life.
Once in their life.
I grew up in the church.
Oh.
My grandparents are pastors. So every summer they'd have like a prophet come. So when I was 13, one of the prophets actually prophesied that I would have a music career.
Wow.
And that's when I was writing poetry. And I was like, I want to be a hairstylist. And I was like, what is she talking about?
Wow.
But literally the things that she prophesied to me at that age has came to pass.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So it was that you'd be an artist and what else?
And some other things.
Oh, private things.
Yeah.
I wonder what that prophet told you. I want to see it. Was it good? Was it inspiring?
It was great.
Oh,
it was very inspirational, but at the time, none of us understood. We're like, what is she talking about? But it came to pass, and I'm doing what she said I would be doing.
Wow. USC is really hard to get into, right?
Yeah.
And a full scholarship. So you was like a for real smarty pants. Like you was, the grades were good. What else? Were you prepping for that? To get into a school like that is not just good grades.
You have to be a well-rounded student, but I was a transfer. So I had transferred from San Diego State. And essentially what made me a very like well-rounded student was the accolades that I had accomplished there. Like I was the first.
Tell me all the things. Tell me what you were doing. Give me your credit.
This is the funniest thing. I'm like, Diamante, girl, like you really just be going for the stars. I remember I was so bored. I was like, you know what? I want to be the mascot.
You were the mascot?
So I tried out, and I was the first woman that ever tried out to be the mascot. I made the front of the newspaper because I had made it down to like the final two, but they ended up going with a guy. Yeah.
They're sick about that now.
Crazy. But yeah, it was the first time a woman tried out to be the mascot. And
Why did you want to do that?
Because I was bored, girl. Oh. I needed to do something with my time. And then also, one of my friends, her name is Madaria Totley. She comes from the South. And what she did is she brought over the drill, like HBCU dance team, genre of dancing to a PCI. And it was the first time a PCI had did it in California. So I was a part of the first team that started that type of dancing at a university in California. And when I tell you...
What was happening?
Oh my gosh, I struggled so bad.
What do you mean?
I did. Yes, I made her a trade-off. I said, hey, can you give me private lessons and I'll cook for you? I told you I'm ambitious. Yeah. I'm like, I'm going to be a great dancer. I'm like, I don't have it right now. But, you know, like, I'm going to be great.
Did she go for it?
Yeah, she did. I would cook her pesto pasta.
And she'd give you a dance lesson? And did you get to be better?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is there video of this somewhere?
Pardon?
Is there video of this somewhere?
I actually went back last year for homecoming, and I danced with the girls.
They must love to see you there. What's that like?
It was a full circle experience because we all danced to my type. So it's just like, here I am performing a song, and it reminded me of like all the times I was in my dorms writing raps, and it's just like, wow, like I did what I said I was gonna do.
Yeah. What is the thing that you attribute to you, both of you, just getting to the other side of this in the way that in the extraordinary way that both of you have, and also just in family, like you have in long-term, very long-term. You've been married how long now?
It's going on 20.
Sheesh. And you got like...
Yeah, we got married in 2018.
But you were together a long time before that too.
Keisha, my rock, yeah, for sure.
I'm just saying, you seem to have figured out how to do healthy family.
And both of them named Keisha Epps, which is wild.
Both got...
Yeah. Both our wife named Keisha Epps.
Come on now.
It's wild. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But
so how do you know, what do you attribute that to? Success in that way, especially not being, you usually have to learn how to be a partner, a father, all those things.
That's a good question. I mean, I just think it's knowing who you are, in our respective ways. We both had to, what they call, grow up fast.
I was thinking the same thing.
Look at y'all cousins.
On the low, I was about to say, because we was popping. We was popping. I'm going to come clean. I was popping. I was popping so popping. It's no secret, My first threesome was 7th grade,
Wow. No, it was not.
Well, man.
How old were you in the 7th grade? How old were you?
How old was I?
How old were people in the 7th grade?
I was 12. 12,
How did you manage that?
They invited me in. I don't want to say their name, but they in the neighborhood. Yeah,
I ain't think I know on in with it.
Well, I'm just trying to tell you, when you had these kind of experiences so early, you know what I'm saying? Not to say that you just was, the captain of the ship at this type of age, but I was forced to grow up really, really, really fast. So to find somebody that you can settle down with or slow down with, it starts to be a goal.
You have to get it out of your system first. You think?
I don't know. I'm just speaking. We share these kind of things. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah.
In your circumstance, you had to get it out your system.
I don't even know if it was about getting out my system. I met somebody that was super compatible, God-fearing, and that I would like to help raise my kids with. You know what I'm saying?
I had to figure it out.
You did?
Yeah, for me, I was not trying to get married. I didn't think marriage was in the cards for me.
Why?
Because, you know what I'm saying?
Because you was young Omar Epps in the streets?
My sniper rifle is...
Oh my God. Don't have Keisha running here.
Nah, I'm just... she know. They know. Yeah, they know. But I just... of course I thought about having kids, but I didn't know what, you come from a single parent household, like the idea of
What's
that.
your example? What do you use? That's it.
That's a good question.
That used to be my excuse until I got married. Like, so who's like the person we
aspire to be?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
But then happy marriage. Yeah,
like who. But it becomes a time where you have to stop using that excuse and
you think that's an excuse?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's an excuse. It's the truth. It's some truth into it too.
Sure.
Who you be like, Obama?
we didn't have that though.
Yeah. You like that. We didn't even have Obama. We like the Cosby's ain't real.
Right.
It's
right.
Ain't neither one of our parents together. Either one.
Right.
Even talk to the parent that they had. So it is like, man, you have to jump out on faith, I guess.
But I could say something too though. It's a tribute to our women. Like we got some dope women.
Aww.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think when you find a dope, like she fight through it to be with you, like with you. Yeah. When you outside, you can see that clear as day. Like, oh nah, that's special. And then I think the foundation, is that friendship. That's a overused, understated word right there. That
what
friendship.
Does that mean though? Like,
yeah, like yo, that's my homie. Like that's not just this title wife or whatever. Like that's my girl. Like I like hanging out with my girl. You know what I mean? Like we laugh, we do everything together. Like that, and to have that as also obviously like your lover, but then what changes? So like the matriarch, like once you start having children, and it's like I try to tell these young cats like, yo, when you make that decision, you should think, God forbid, if something happened to you, is that the woman you want raising your kids? You when you think like that, your whole perspective, you talk about rewiring, you be like, oh, yeah. That list is real tiny.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, I think we've been blessed, like, you know, both of us, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
To some guys, playing with a girl's heart is like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But it's the karma that comes to you. So if you're having a bad day at your job, if you're having a bad day, like, it's like, damn, my luck has been bad. It's because you probably put a girl through some tears. So don't play mind games, because karma, some men, they don't think that. They don't think they get bad karma when you hurt somebody's heart.
Oh, that's good. People should hear that. You may have to say it again.
Yes. Like,
you know, Charlemagne says that. He says because he cheated on his wife and he was a cheater for a long time, that he stopped. He knows the date, that the last time, and he changed his life. And he said his life has changed so much more positive. He's had so many more blessings since he became a good husband.
Yes.
Like the second that you become a good person to your wife, your life flourishes.
Yes, because it's like, you're hurting somebody. And I don't think people understand how bad is that pain when you hurt somebody that loves you. And it might not be your wife. It just might be a girl that you probably was playing mind games with, and you made them feel like you love them. And it's like, you ripped that love from them. And it's like, God will make you pay for that. So don't bring that bad karma into you, boy. And I'm gonna mind my business, but if you bring a girl to my house and that's your girlfriend, and you bring another bitch, I'm gonna grill her and be like, I ain't gonna be messy because they ain't my place, but I'm gonna grill her like, you ain't my son's girlfriend? I don't know what's gonna happen.
Are you ready?
I don't know what's gonna happen.
Oh my God.
I wasn't even raised with boys, so it's kind of weird.
You're trying to figure it out. And
I'm trying to figure it out.
Like you're not really a single mom because you have a family and you have help and whatever, but like, it's your kid.
It's your kid. It's your kid.
Yes, no matter what.
Even if the dad was around, it's like, it's still your mom's kids. It's mine though. Mine kid. I
think most mothers, whether they're married, divorced, whatever, most mothers feel like those are actually my kids.
Yes, they're
not
my
our kids.
It's like, okay, but
I'm glad you're here, but these are my kids. Yeah, for sure.
After I did my book, I told, because mine was like 8 years ago, but I told everybody should write their own like book or memoir, because it forces you to look at your whole life.
Yeah.
And then you see, even if you never put it out, even if you write it for yourself, like, look at your life.
I agree with that.
Because you see things that you did, I did that. It's the same thing so many times. You just start seeing it from up above, right? And you learn some things.
You do. You know, I tell a lot of stories, but I also take a lot of accountability as well. And that's really kind of what it's about. It's like your lessons, and then what did you do?
Yeah, what did you learn about yourself?
At that time?
No, what did you learn about yourself in general?
Oh, I learned that it's okay to show up as me, and whatever I have to give for that day. I'm just saying, and my no that day, it's okay to say no. And I don't know, I'm just very into showing up as my best self and protecting my mental health at all costs.
Yeah,
because I have a 12-year-old son, and if I'm not present for him, then I've completely let him down.
What is the number one way you do that?
I'm in therapy a few times a week.
Therapy's a good place to start. A few times a week?
A few times a week, and I have the Holy Ghost. And I'm serious. I know people think that's funny, but the truth is that is the perfect cocktail, because I have found one does not work without the other. It doesn't. It doesn't.
But together
is a thing.
It's a cocktail.
It's
Therapy and church.
I don't know about
not church.
Just my
Holy,
faith. Because
right.
I'm a person that don't go to church.
Right.
You know?
It's not about religion either.
It's
not. It's your relationship
with
God.
It's about my relationship with him. And I didn't find that until a couple of years ago in the shower.
Really?
Yeah.
How is that possible? Because you've always spoken about.
Well, that's what I thought that he should be, or thought that it was, through the teachings of my family and through church. But I didn't really get to know him for myself until a couple of years ago.
Take me back to that time, though, when you were saying, like, you learned how to, like, even in your relationship, how, like, you were shedding that hard girl. Because, listen, the hard girl shell, we know, too many people know what we are talking about, that we don't even have to get specific about what it is. They know what it is.
Yeah.
So when you're taking that shell off, I don't know. What is the scariest part of it? What helps you land?
Just honestly I think we're all scared of really being seen vulnerably. It's the vulnerability.
Yeah, we say the word.
We say the word. I don't know I've never been really comfortable with her. You know, and that is scary. That is so scary. Being just like, you know, sometimes you want to be a mess, but you just like, is it gonna land right? You know, and I do, again, you know, I'm lucky because I mean, my husband is very British, so he can definitely be dry and cold, child. There's times where I'm like, you are so damn British. But then there are times when I'm really, he surprises me. And I feel like that helps. And then again, the other thing that I discovered is really leaning back into my friendships. Because I lost a lot of that traveling and being on the road. Like, you know, you don't really have those connections. My family, like this time on the road is, you know, I'm on tour and I'm with my baby, which is crazy, but amazing. My brother is on tour with me. My mother's coming on tour with me. Like, I would have never back then. I couldn't even think of that. But now I'm like, I want them with me. I kind of crave it, you know? So that helps as well. I think, you know, people who kind of hold up this strong wall or this strong like sense of self, you forget that you hopefully have people you can kind of be like, yo, I just want to talk. I just want to giggle. I just want to hang out. You know what I mean?
What is the key to that? To like do you have a lot of long-term friends? Like friends
I
that
do.
You do?
Yeah, I do. I actually saw last night one of my friends who I haven't seen in a long time, but I've known her since we were like 11. Like she came and saw me last night. That was the best thing. Like so nice. The last few shows I've been seeing people. I have some friends that now just because, you know, we older now. We got babies. Some of us got babies.
Mom friends.
Mom friends. I have some new mom friends. That's a whole other... Yo, it's like a sitcom. It's like a sitcom. And because I'm in London as well, so I'm the only mom like me at the nursery. There's not many rappers walking through the door. So yeah, that's a whole other thing. But
that is a show, by the way.
It's crazy. But at the same time, it's almost like, wow, because being a mom, I have discovered it's the best thing, especially in the early times. It's the loneliest, busiest time of your life.
What?
Because I feel like you're so insulated with this little person and you're doing this thing you've never done before. And the baby's nonstop.
Yeah.
But really it's just you and that baby in the house or walking around the street, walking around the block. Even if people come in and out. I mean, if you're lucky enough to like have a whole ton of family, like me, I was obviously in London, no family, whatever. I just feel like it's a really, also you're vulnerable.
The most
vulnerable.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're doing. They let you leave with this human child after 3 days in the hospital. And you're like, ain't nobody coming with us? Like, this is literally the day we left the hospital, I said, they're just going to let us leave. My husband was like, it's our child. Like, yes. Like, we have to take our child home. Like, and I was like, oh my God. Like, it's a crazy time. I'm going to mess this up. Like,
that's so funny. But he has had kids before.
Yes.
So it's different. Because
it's a bit different. No, but it ain't. I was like, how did you have 4 kids before this? Because it's been years since he's done the infant thing. Like, all my bonus kids are all now 20s, teenage, and then they would teenage and whatever.
Yeah.
So he was just like, wow, this is a lot.
Yeah. This is a lot.
I was like, don't you know how to do this? I was counting on you. Like, but yeah, it's a crazy time.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But you're probably a great mom. And
I'm a smother mother.
You are?
I am a smother mother. I am a helicopter mother. I am one of them. This boy, I'm trying not to make him a spoiled brat, but
is it happening?
No.
How you doing with that?
I'm doing, it's not good. It's not good. I'm not succeeding. But he's the best thing. Like, he truly, truly is my homeboy, like my bestie. And he makes me laugh. Like, that's great.
What is motherhood taught? What was the best lesson you've learned so far about motherhood?
Oh, that's a good question. Best lesson I've learned so far about motherhood. No, you know what? I think it teaches you. I think. I feel like he's like my teacher in a way, because again, like I don't want to carry things into the way I raised him, the way I was raised. But when certain things happen, like if there's a tantrum or something, I find myself going back to what I know. I grew up in a screamy household, like, you know, and I grew up in a don't talk because I said so kind of thing, you know, which I feel like you do need a little bit of that because they need to respect you. But I also want, you know, I'm never going to be a gentle parent. I don't think that's for me and I don't think that's for him. But I want to find a common ground because I want my kid to be able to come to me with stuff. So I think he's my little teacher.
Oh,
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
What about marriage? What have you learned about that? You said 11 years, right?
We've been 11 years married. Yeah.
That is
child. I be like, we still together. No, marriage is hard.
Yeah.
Marriage is hard. Marriage is a
people
choice.
say that, but what does that mean?
It's because you are living with another whole ass human that got their own shit. And that you sometimes are like, I don't want to deal with your shit, but I choose to every day. It's a choice. I feel like marriage is a choice. If you're doing it with the right person, if you guys can communicate, we're really good at that when we are. Not all the time. You know, and when you're changing, I think motherhood changes you as a woman, and men don't have to change that much. There's not much that they have to do, I think, and that's hard for them.
Interesting.
And then that becomes a whole different thing because now this person, as you're learning who you are as a mom, they're learning there's a whole nother woman that has emerged for them. It's hard. You know, you really have to communicate. It sounds cliche, but it's true.
Is there a trick to making? I mean, you've made this marriage work, and you.
Well, I've made marriage work because of my sheer determination and dedication. First of all, my husband Bill, I love dearly, so that makes it a lot easier when you really start out really loving somebody.
Pick well, right?
Yeah, it serves you for a long time. But what I think I have done very well with my relationship is tolerance. And also reality check, like what Bill is what you get. And I spent the first 3 or 4 years trying to change him until I realized you can't change a guy. You just can't change him. You got to either accept him or move on. And so I practiced my acceptance. And the things that drive me nuts still drive me nuts, but I go, That's all I say.
It's easier to, acceptance is easier when you actually like or when you really love someone. Yeah. And I think that's easier. We talk about that here a lot, about the difference between who the person is that you choose and what you believe the potential of the person is.
And very often that doesn't work out. And as the marriage gets old, I really believe you have to change your attitude to the marriage totally because circumstance changes. I used to think of Bill as the best lover in the whole world. And he was at one point, I guess, Wild Bill Higgins. So excited. I can't wait till he does next. Living her life. And now I know everything he's going to do next.
you know all his
everything.
moves?
Yeah, I know everything. But now I think of him as my roommate, my partner, my roommate. Wow. I don't think of him as my lover. And it was hard to let that go. You know, that old image of like, otherwise, if I didn't let it go, I'd be measuring against it. Like, but I used to be hot and bothered by this guy. I was so crazy. Why don't I feel that anymore? Wow. But now I just think he's a great partner and he's a great roommate. And he's a lovely man. He's a great dad. So I've adjusted my expectations. So I'm not measuring up against what it was. And that helps me in the relationship.
Are you saying that you let go of the romantic side of marriage?
Yes.
Really?
Well, not totally. Yeah. I mean, what I did, which was very important when I moved 2 times ago, like 15 years ago or so, I decided I was going to have my own bedroom, period. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Really?
When I had my own room, it was wonderful because I could invite Bill in. And if he wasn't wanted, I told him, no, thank you. Just close the door quietly on his face. But having your own room, you can control the romance, how much you want of it. And as I get older, I want a lot less.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Was it weird? Did you have to adjust to that? Because even sometimes you make a decision that feels right for you, but because society or what it looks like to other people, sometimes we will second guess a decision like that, even though it feels comfortable for you.
Well, of course, even my children.
Yeah.
I had to explain why mommy and daddy had a separate room. When my friends come in, oh, you have your own room? I think it's half envy.
Yeah.
But yeah, society will judge you a certain way, like, oh, I bet they're never having sex, which isn't true. But we're just having it by invitation, which is more occasional than it used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yes, you do feel that pressure from society, but I don't really care so much. I really want to have my own space, my own room.
I think we should all aspire to live a life that is true to what serves us.
Yes.
And not what is
Oh, that would be
expected
horrible.
or, and I think that's, like you said, that's where people go wrong, trying to fit into a box that doesn't work for
God,
you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ever wear shoes that are too tight? It's terrible. Yeah. It's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, I get that.
I feel nothing but gratitude because it really is a reflection of God's love and grace and promise in my life. Like, I always go back to that time I was sleeping in my car at Venice Beach. You know,
How old are you?
I was probably at the time about maybe like 20. 20 years old.
Sleeping in your car. What kind of car is this?
It was a little gray Ford Escort. It reminds me though, Ange, like seriously, at that time, right, I was ready to go back to Camden. But I said, I'm going to stay here just to see if the dream that I have is going to come true.
What was the exact dream?
The dream, girl, was being an actress. It wasn't even being a director. It was being an actress. It was being a stand-up comic. Because at the time, it was right at the beginning of my comedy career, but acting comedy was my dream. It was like my dream, but I didn't have education. I had never gone to school. You know, I dropped out of school in the 9th grade. So I had insecurities and fears and all that stuff.
I have so many questions about all of that out of the gates. And I know you've told some of this story at different times in your life, but like, when you really think about what that means, like, you drop out of school in the 9th grade. You're in Camden, New Jersey.
Yes.
What is the moment you say, I'm going to go to Los Angeles? And why do you even think that you could, like, who put it in you? Who's like the first, did somebody believe in you? Did you believe in yourself? Like, what was the thing?
That's a wonderful question.
That sent you.
That's a wonderful question. Well, at the time, like I was, you know, trying to audition and I was doing local.
And you're how old are you?
I was like probably 14, 15, like 14, I dropped out of high school, but I always had the dream to be an actress. Like 16, I was hanging out at this bar. There was this woman in Camden that owned this speakeasy called Celeste's. I just actually talked to her not too long ago. I was like, do you remember me? I would be in Celeste's.
She remembers you, I bet.
She remembers, but I would be in there getting high with the dope boys and
God.
the pimps. So I'm gonna be an actress one day. Okay, sniffing cocaine. No,
at
seriously.
14?
I was like 50. I mean, I started at about 14. But when I was hanging out at Celeste's, I was around 16 years old. And I was up in there. But it was Tisha Campbell, honestly, that I met in Camden because she was dating Alan Payne. And she came to visit. And I stayed in touch with she and her mom, and it was almost like she was like the person where my dream was. My grandfather was an actor as well, but he did a lot of background work. He was the concierge for the Temptations.
Wow.
But Tisha was like, almost like I could see the dream a lot closely because of my relationship with her. And so that really gave me the courage. And then I had some dope boys give me some money and a plane ticket.
Did you really do it? Is that how you got here?
Yes.
I mean, to LA?
Yes.
What?
Yes, seriously.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
The thing about that's so dope about that is you hear things like people inspire me, or you really, it could really take one person to make you believe.
Yeah, and
like somebody else's testimony. It's not like she did something for you in that moment. It's just even the vision of her, right? Like,
and she did say, I believe you could do this. Like, she and her mom was a big support system, but it was still the dream that I had in my heart. And that's why I always tell people, if you want to know where you're supposed to be, close your eyes and dream. Like, just allow yourself to dream, because I really believe that God puts the dreams in our hearts. It's not just this thing, this fantasy that just came up. Wow. It's really connected to our purpose and our destiny.
Did you know that women have a harder time sleeping than men? Because I
just had this conversation in the room before you got here.
Yeah.
It's actually a thing?
I
didn't know that. I just said it as like, I find that men sleep better.
Yeah, it's factual.
It's actually like clinical.
Yes, because just the way we're wired. what the kids have to do, this have to do, oh, my job. You know, we can't, where men are better, they're wired in a way that they know that shit's still gonna be there. So I'm going to sleep, you know. So just where it is. Sometimes I'm like looking at my man, I'm like, I do the same thing. I will punch you. Better not snore.
He probably thought he'd be like, I'm tired, I'm gonna take a nap. And then he's like,
and he just, I'm like you didn't know, he's like, I have to read something.
Yeah, we don't do that. We don't do that.
No.
Why?
I know it's not fair.
There's many things that are not fair.
Yeah.
I do love your commitment to supporting women, and I know that you have said publicly too that you made a commitment to like work with 50% more women.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that.
Yeah.
I had experience yesterday and the day before that I would like to share with you.
I want you.
I told you a little bit of it yesterday, but I had Tasha Smith on, who's amazing and funny and supportive and all the things. Tasha is all the things.
Yes.
And I had shared with her that I was doing something out of my comfort zone and I was going to direct this short film or the script that I had wrote, whatever. She was just mad supportive about it. Oh my God, sis, you could do it. And so the next day I was tightening up the script a little and I had this new scene that now had a mom in it. And the next day, I called Tasha and I said, if this is crazy, I promise I would never feel no way. You could totally say no, but I have this little role. If it struck your, if it's, and you wanted to do it, it would be a dream. And she's like, well, sis, I got to do this thing and I got to do this thing, but I think I can move that and this. And yes, I'll be there.
Oh,
Tasha Smith came down to my little low budget directorial debut and played the role of Gloria.
It's my mom's name, Gloria.
Oh, I love that. And showed up and was lovely to, because we don't have no permits.
It's a student. It's like a student film. Like
It's like a student film. Yeah. When somebody actually says, I don't need to do that, but let me support you. Let me show up at this thing for you, sis. And by the way, she could have said no, and I still would have felt right. I love her to death. It doesn't matter.
And if she had said no, it was only because she actually couldn't.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Didn't want to, and she's entitled to not want to too. That's totally fine. You know what I'm saying? But when people show up for you in that way, it's just I don't know. I just think there is something to be said, and so shout out to Tasha for that.
I need someone that is a giver. And I say this because I am a giver to a detriment. So my biggest green and red flag mixed into one is that I'm a giver. So I just told you, I love opening car doors. I will do that if I'm exhausted. I will do that if I am unwell. I will do it all the time. And I will never be the person to say, I'm really tired and I'm not doing well and I need you to show up for me. I will never be that person. I need a partner who will say, I'm going to stop you right there because I know what's happening. You need to sit down and I'm going to take care of you for a second.
Oh my God, you're going to be in love. If they say that, you're going to be in love.
They need to proactively be like, no, let me stop you because that's also a trauma response of mine. My trauma response is, let me show you what I can do for you. Let me give. And I need someone to be like, nope, you need to sit down. I'm opening this door. I'm cooking for you. I'm doing this. That's what I need. Reliability and giver. Those are my things.
I love this for you.
Yes.
You're going to find this.
What are your two?
Do you want to find it? Are you like, is love important?
Love is important. It is important.
No, but that varies for different people. Like, love is important. Sure, I love my family. I love my, some people are like, really having a partner or somebody is like really important for my happiness in life.
So if you asked me this when I was in my 20s, I would have been like, absolutely not important. I'm focused on my career. I do not need someone to distract me. I would have absolutely said that. Now I think because of just maybe it's my age, maybe it's I've seen my friends in relationships, maybe I've dabbled in dating here and there. I am a big believer now that if you have a good, healthy partnership, that health and joy can seep into all other parts of your life and make you better throughout. Another way of saying that is I'm in my era of believing that 1 + 1 is 3. You know, two people that are really good together, bring out the best in each other, will make me better in everything. I do believe that. Because I even see it in my friendships. I right now have the best friendships I've ever had. And I've noticed I'm better in auditions. I'm better in interviews. My health is better. So I do believe that having a really good partner can seep into every part of your life really positively.
I love that. What is the key to good friendships? Like, how did you do that?
Yeah, one, have them with women.
No offense to any of the men we love and ally, but female friendships.
The good news is, guys, you too could have friends who are women.
Believe it or not, you too can befriend a woman. Believe it or not.
Yes.
The key to friendships, well, female friendships are really important to me, but I think for all friendships, I think we kind of covered, but giving grace. I think I struggled for a long time in my life because I had such high standards for myself and others. I had such rigidness. Oh, my friend showed up late, they don't care about me. Oh, they didn't show up to this thing, they don't care about me. And I've really, that's why I say it in my prayers in the morning, like, guide me to have grace for myself so I can give grace to others. Giving people grace in the greater scheme of things. Does this person show up to you when it really matters? They do. Then give them grace on the time they didn't text you back, or the time they flopped on you, or the time they didn't say the right thing. Like, I think grace is really important. I think friends that you can feel safe with, which we also touched on. Like, we just had a whole conversation about sex. I already told you I felt really awkward about. Can I tell you the number of my girlfriends in my backyard by my fire pit, which is like a little smoke, a little drink, and we're just like, I'm gonna teach you some things about sex, girl. And I'm like, give it to me, teach me, mama, teach me. Like, safe conversations where I can be myself are really important as well. And this is a big one because women are not encouraged to do this. You gotta be each other's cheerleader. You know, especially in this industry, I have some actress friends. Nothing makes me happier than them booking a role. And sometimes we audition for the same thing. And we have had to train ourselves to be like, we are not in competition with each other. It is not about better or worse or right or wrong. It is just, we have to cheer each other on. That is really important in friendship. You know, just really your happiness. And the last thing I'll say about this, because I'm talking too much.
No, you're not. What are you talking about?
I 2 weeks ago had a friend. I'll even name drop her because she's so sweet. Perkins is my friend.
Okay.
I was telling her, all I said was, I was giving her an example about someone that treated me really well. I had someone in a day that I was having a really rough day, and someone just did something really kind for me and treated me really well. And Perkins knows how much I struggle with receiving. She cried physical, real tears. Physical, real tears streamed down her face. And I was like, why cry? She's like, it just made me so emotional to hear that someone treated you well because I know you deserve that. And she cried. She cried real tears. And I was so taken aback. I was so taken aback that had nothing to do with her. I was treated well and it overjoyed her.
Oh my God,
that
that's
is
so
friendship right there.
good.
That is love.
What is the first thing you did coming out of the depression?
Me coming out of the depression was probably only like 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It was that long?
Yeah, it was long. Yeah. It was like.
What does that mean? What is your, because everybody's definition of depression is different.
It was several years. For me, it was dark cloud. It was just nothing could make me truly happy. It was hiding. I isolated really badly. I could sleep for days. Like, not literally, but, you know. Yeah, like I would get up and shower and go right back to the bed. Just. This
is for years. This is.
Yeah, at least a few years.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Were your family and friends like worried about you?
I didn't tell anybody what I was going through. I think people, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think people maybe had a clue that I wasn't myself, maybe. I'm like a relentless optimist.
So you were good at like faking it.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely hid. I think my assistant had to have known. My road manager had to have known, who's now my manager now. He had to, you know, certain figures I think saw.
Family?
Had to have seen. Mom said she didn't know.
Really?
Yeah. She just told me that recently. She was like, I didn't even know you. What are you talking about?
Wow.
It's like, okay.
You just never know, right? People come over the holidays, they come for dinner, we meet up for lunch, we go to the thing. Oh, it's Keri. And you have no idea.
No clue.
It's interesting how you explain depression. I heard Fat Joe one time was talking about a time where he lost a sister, he lost Pun, and it was he talks about depression one time. I don't know, something about the description, it always stuck with me.
What did he say?
The way you said it was almost the same thing. It's like, he said it's like, it could be sunny, but you feel like it's gloomy. Nothing makes you happy. Everything feels dark. Everything feels gloomy.
Yes.
You don't want to get out of the bed.
Just dim. The world, if it was once bright and pretty and colorful, it's just everything's dim. Everything. Every advice someone's giving you is just like, it's just mundane and melancholy and just.
And then when do you say, When does something change? Like when does the light come back in, or how do you get it back?
I want to say this responsibly, but there's one. Let me preface this by saying I had done like spiritual things. I had kind of really come into a closer relationship with God, and there, just I went on retreats, and I built a community of those who were kind of like-minded in that sense. Spirituality and my tribe really appeared during that time. My tribe really stood up, and some I knew already, some were new, and it was just like, okay, the team is not professional team, but Keri the Humans tribe was starting to appear. Angels really. And then I met a doctor who assisted me with shrooms, medicinal grade shrooms, psychedelics. I can say without a doubt that I did like 2 macro doses. And I'm saying this responsibly because, again, it's doctor assisted, right?
And also, this is your experience. This is not we're not promoting this or telling anybody that this should be your experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I can say that, and I was already coming out. I was already pretty much out, but I still would struggle with here and there. And that doctor suggested that I just research, which I did because I was very scared of like drugs.
Really? Were you not like, do you smoke weed or anything like that?
Nah, I would do edibles occasionally.
Yeah. Low dose?
Yeah, probably. And I would take, if they recommend a half, I'm really taking an eighth of the half, right?
Right. Yeah.
I'm easily affected by everything. Like caffeine. Like I can't, I don't,
Right.
So I know my personnel, which is me. And so I was very, very nervous. But then I learned that there are retreats all around the world for shrooms being used medicinally as healing modality. And all I can say is it worked for me.
I think that's really when we fell in love. When we started harmonizing on the porch, she's like, okay, that's my guy.
But I know that sounds really funny, but imagine someone connecting with something that is so core who you are as a person. That was your whole upbringing, your whole childhood. And this person goes, I see you. And that's how I felt in that moment. Like, I was like, wait, that, like, culturally, this. And that was just like amazing to me.
What is the song?
No hay Dios tan grande como tú. No lo hay. No lo hay. And
oh my God!
Would you not fall in love? Would you not?
I'm in love. I'm in love with the two of you.
Loki, I was literally just like, wait, but this part of me. Also, if you really know me, I'm super faith-based. Like, I love God. God plays a huge part in everything I've ever done.
For sure.
And I felt like for the first time I was in a relationship where I could be like, can you pray with me? And it wasn't weird, and I needed that. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you the craziest story since you loaded that up.
What?
I didn't pray for her the first time. The first time we ever prayed together, she prayed for me.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy. I told her, this is what's going on in my life. It's bad. Once the world finds out, my life is over. My career's over. It's where I was at.
Because you're in ministry.
Yes. And my livelihood was attached to whether people thought I was a Christian or not, or a superhuman Christian, by the way, like a super Christian. And I expected her, and what I shared with her was like embarrassing and painful and all that. And I expected her to go, see, all y'all, I expected her to just go, all guys are the same.
To do that.
And she leaned across the table and she grabbed my hand and she just started praying for me. This is when we're still friends. And I sobbed at that little table. And she just basically said, God, please help this man know that he's not what he's done. And I think even that, like anybody listening right now or watching right now, we need to understand, like, again, if I changed anything, it would change everything. We are not what we've done. We are the sum total of what we inherited out of the womb what we've dealt with in the community that we grew up in, or the church trauma that some people have had to actually deal with. That's a real thing. And yet here we are both years into our life on the other side of that going, all of that wasn't working against us. All of that was serving to make us who we are now. And the evolution that I've seen in her life. And here's what's wild. When she talks about church, for her, it's this beautiful, like, foundational pillar.
It has always been that for me.
And for me, it has as well. And there was a lot of trauma. But that's because I was sort of in the family business of church.
Yeah, your
my
dad
whole
was a
life.
pastor, and I think that changes.
It's a different dynamic for sure.
But that's so weird. I never would have. That's how I know moments like that are God. Because that's not my natural instinct. My natural instinct is not to be like, let me pray for you. My natural instinct would have been to be like,
oh no,
this is exactly.
By the way, I know this about you.
Yeah.
Because your biggest fear used to be when you were dating.
Yeah.
You know what you used to always be afraid
What?
if you were dating, that somebody would cheat on you.
Oh, 100%.
Right? Like you had a real
Not just my biggest fear, but again, that's attached to my embarrassment and what that would do to my ego. And that's just so like that's heartbreaking. But also because I had gone through that before, my biggest fear was someone cheating, because that to me was saying that I wasn't good enough, that, you know, we all want to believe that like I'm the one for you, and that would be proof that I'm not the one for. I mean, there's so much I've delved into it, because to be honest, it still is a very real thing for me. Like that to me would be the end. Like that to me is like
game over.
Game over. Yeah. So to really believe that and know that, and I've preached that on the real, and to be that person and then marry someone who has been that, didn't make sense to me at all in my logical mind. But in that moment, I don't know. That's how I know it was God. Because in that moment, I literally reached over and was like praying for him, and I held him, and I was just like, I love you. Like, you don't have to be that. Like, that's not. It's just so wild. Like, I just was like, I love you. I love you flawed. I get that you're so honest and transparent with me right now in this moment. And I get that. But I still love you. And if we can't be the grace of God, what I want from God is grace. I ask for grace every morning. I want that mercy and that grace. I pray that I can be that for, if anything, the person I married.
So you're 18, you're designing. Rapping, right? You just want to make.
Well, I was always a rapper. I was a rapper. I was kind of doing both at the same time because I was battle rapping since I was 14. So I just go on be in the streets, and I had a crew called H Team, and you know, it then turned into Harlem Envy, and I would just go to different people's blocks and just battle rap people, watch mad ciphers. Loving all of the Philly rappers, Vodka, Kaboom, Meek Mills, Reed Dollars, and then also like Harlem rappers, Jay Mills, Charlie Clips, you know, Vado, you know, all of the guys. And yeah, just really diving into that world.
I'm hearing the Harlem cookouts where you risk your life.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we was at them Harlem cookouts. Like we was going to they used to have a MH cookout, most hated cookout, where it used to be like thousands of people outside. Like, all of the fly chicks was outside. Cam is pulling up with the pink range. He got the Air Force Ones with all of the Dipset members' faces on them. And I'm like, yo, this is...
Do they know who you are at this point?
No, they knew my dad.
Yeah.
They didn't know that my pops had a son running around like looking at what they was doing. Nah, they didn't know.
Aspiring. But this was like the inspiration around in the neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
And you're making clothes.
I'm making clothes
and
for
battle
all of
rapping
the crews coming up. Rich Girls.
You fly though, right? Like,
Team Nerds, super fly.
Yeah.
Like Rich Girls, Tiana was a part of that crew.
Oh wow.
It was a bunch of crews in Harlem. It was Trump Divas, Rich Girls, Top Models, and Dougie Fresh and them sons. They was called Square Off. Our crew was called Harlem Envy. Rocky crew was called $1 Million Babies. It was mad crews in Harlem. So we was like famous
Wait,
before
what
the
was
fame.
Tiana's crew?
Her crew is called Rich. She was a part of a crew called Rich Girls, but then she made Team Nerd. After the crew started dying out, she made Team Nerd, and she had Yams, Ills, like a few of the mob members before the mob. And then yeah, the cruise faded out, and then it was like ASAP, and like that was it.
And that was what a moment though. When you think back about that time, it's funny because when we came in, you asked me about some of my moments and times. But for you, like that time, when you think about all that talent running around Harlem, really just trying to find yourself and trying to create, trying to make some shit matter, and trying to like, what was the goal? Like, what were you chasing? Was it fame? Was it money? Was it to be flyest, to be the flyest? Like, what are you chasing at that age?
I felt fly already because my dad and my family was fly. Like, you know, my pop's driving around silver Benzes with the mink to match. You know, we going to Fat Joe's store in the Bronx. He putting his clothes in there on consignment. He teaching me how to hustle. I'm silk screening shirts, taking garbage bags of shirts to my high school. I got my mom's earrings in, so the boogers is looking crazy. Like, I was already super fly. I was chasing aura. Like me and my bro Jay West, we would be on the phone for hours talking about the smile, talking about, yo, you seen how he popped out that red, which is extra. We talking about the aura. That's with the skin glowing, because we just noticed like there was a certain type of person that brought a certain type of energy, and it was aura. And there was certain characters in Harlem that had the aura, and we just always wanted to be the auraful people.
There's a shitload of aura that you just explained in terms of all the people that were involved with that. I love that definition.
Yeah, like even early on, like Tiana having a Sweet 16, getting signed to Pharrell, like, and then you got like
and still running around Harlem.
Like talking about, yo, I just came back from 106 in Park. I did the Tone Wop and the Harlem Shake for Beyonce, and that's going crazy on MySpace.
You know, it's so funny. You hear all stories of like, you know, we was all young, struggling, trying to get out this, and the story you guys tell of this time and this generation is not that.
No.
We wasn't young, struggling, trying to get out of hard times, trying to feed our family. I mean, of course, everybody's always trying to make money and take care of your family. But I mean, the story is not that. The story is like, we were young, we were fly, we wanted to be more than just fly.
And
right?
we was having fun.
And
it was the internet too. So it was like, it was a lot of entrepreneurial energy.
Then you had another relationship.
Yeah.
Very public relationship. That people, it was weird because you guys shared a lot, but you didn't share a lot. Like we saw photos and we saw it happen, and people were invested because he kind of manifested it in a way.
Yeah, I think, you know, when it comes to me in relationships, there's a lot of times people don't even see who I date, right? And with that one, it just felt special enough to share. You know what I mean? I think we both on the same page. And then it's like, I don't believe you have to give it all to show that you're together. But, you know, it just felt right. You
were having fun too, it seemed like. You were having fun with it.
For sure. I think, you know, it felt right. And like it didn't, like we both have our own thing going on. It's like, cool. Like both these worlds came together. It's cool. Like we can share it.
And you've been quiet lately. Are you guys together still or no?
No.
No.
I'm not with him.
No.
Yeah. Not by choice, but you know, I respect him. It's all love. Like
it's not your choice?
I wouldn't have chose it, but it was what was best. But I wouldn't have chose it, no.
What are you saying to me right now, Angela Simmons?
I'm saying that I'm a lover. I love love. I love relationships. I stand.
This man proclaimed that he wanted to get with Angela Simmons. This man like pursued you. He proclaimed it in front of everybody that he wants Angela Simmons. So you're not telling me that he ended. Did he end the relationship or did he?
No, it was my choice. You know, I had to make a decision. But I think there's a certain level of like what I can share and would share publicly. You know what I mean? And I can publicly say that I'm not with him anymore. But as far as like details, I would just never.
It's not your style.
Nah, like I'm just not that girl. Like I'm just not that girl ever to share that much more. Like other than like, yeah, we're not together.
Yeah, and he's not really that type either. So
yeah, that's my vibe though. Like I said, like I could have probably been in and out of like 4 or 5 other relationships people would have never known and got my feelings hurt or not or whatever, and I just wouldn't speak on it because some stuff is just better left unsaid. I feel like so I just leave things alone.
It's just that it was so public.
I know.
That's the hard part. Do you regret that?
in a way, or no?
No.
Because now there's curiosity.
I know.
Now people want to know what happened.
I know.
But I understand that.
I just, again, like, much love and respect to him, and just like he's doing his thing. I'm happy for him.
Ran its course. Well, that season is past.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there heartbreak involved?
My feelings were involved.
Your feelings, yeah.
Yeah. It is hard. I feel like for me with relationships, because I get really invested, and I'm like in. When I'm in love, I'm in love. Like, which means like I'm staying with you. But yeah, my feelings, it didn't feel good to not be with him.
What is that coming to an end unto you, or what have you learned about love, or?
I mean, you just never know. I'm a lover. I love love, and I've been in relationships where I think, this is it, we're getting married, and then I'm not married. So here I am, and then life can be just really unpredictable, I think, often, and it's really hard for me, I would say, to date too, because I feel like the woman that people watch, they fantasize who that is, and they don't know me. So then maybe, and I'm not speaking specifically on him, I'm saying in general, like, then you get in a relationship with me and you're like, oh, I thought you were like this. I'm like, bro, like, that was like 5 seconds of my life. Like, this is who I am. Right. You know what I mean? And not that that's a bad thing, but you can have a fantasy of what a girl is, like, and then, like, you get them and they're a bit different.
What is the fantasy of you?
I don't know. I might need to get a guy in here and interview him, because I have had a lot of guys that said, like, they, like, oh, I have a crush, or I like you. And I'm just like, well, what does that mean? Yeah. Like, you know what I mean?
Based on what? Like, what part
you sure you like me? Yeah. Do you know? You know what I mean? But I think that's a hard part for me, is like growing up on TV from 17 to now is like, you think that's who I am, and who I really am is like this way versus that way or whatever. It's an interesting, it's interesting.
No, totally.
It's different. None of my friends deal with this type of mess. Like, you are, because you get to meet someone and that's who they are, and you don't have no prejudgment to it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of like automatically, you're Run's daughter, you're into this, that, like, it's just mad things that, you think automatically come with it, and it'd be like, nah.
That's not my life.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? You were talking about how people had a fantasy of you.
Yeah.
Right? There was also like a level of fantasy put on this relationship.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
And it was, number one, the way he came at you, and then it actually happened, and then
it became a whole thing.
You're in the beautiful mansions with the dress and thing, and
right.
It's almost like there's expectations of the. I just wonder, from the inside,
right?
Did you feel like that too, or was that not how we perceived it? Did you perceive it that way?
I think everything has like what people see versus what it is, and we had a lot of great, beautiful, like, memories with, like, being together. I feel like, so what they seen was really happening in real time. You know what I mean? Or like, any of the pictures, like, that's what was happening, and most definitely, like, we've had beautiful times. So,
but we only saw that. We didn't see. That's the thing about social media. Social media show you a highlight reel.
I feel like that's like anyone's relationship. Like, I feel like you go to a girl's page right now and she'll have like tons of flowers up and all these purses and different stuff, and you'll be like, I want that. I've learned never to say that. I don't want nothing nobody got. But, I want that. And behind the scenes, it's like they are going through it. They don't want to be together. Like, you just don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
social media is a devil.
Terrible.
No, it's terrible.
It's a fake book. I don't want to read it. I want the truth.
But you participate in the book.
Yeah, but I participate in the book of just showing things that I like. I like pictures and beautiful things.
Yeah.
Before Instagram got big, I literally had probably 3, 5 followers, whatever it was. Like, I like pictures. I like art. I'm a creative.
Yeah.
So, like, for me, like, I just like that stuff. But I participate just in what I like to look at. That's all. But I'm saying, like, you would never know what someone's going through by social media. I just don't know. You got to be there to know, for sure.
I'll try to figure it all out. And I worked at Fairfax Marriott. I worked at Dollar Trees. I worked at all the trees.
Not the Dollar Tree.
Dollar Tree. Then worked all over the place. And then after that, I kept hearing music in this building, and where I was working at. And I was like, who's playing this music? And come to find out, it was South Coast Music Group. And then they had Baby Jesus. And then I was his admin. Now he's called The Baby. So I was assisting The Baby at the time, back in 2017.
the baby
Yeah.
had you as an assistant. And you were fresh out of college.
Fresh
well, not
out-
fresh.
Yeah,
but
2017.
Were you a good assistant?
I got fired.
Right. What did you do that got you fired?
I wasn't focused on that job. Like
You don't give me assistant vibes.
Yeah, like I wasn't focused on
I mean, with the glasses, maybe a little bit, but not really.
You know, but I wasn't focused. And I think they knew that, you know, when I came in, like, this girl wants to be a comedian. She wants to be in the entertainment industry herself.
Yeah.
But we're happy that she's here to help us. Because I graduated already, so I had, like, little college connections. And the baby Jesus back then was trying to get into the college rim of things. And I was helping him, you know, and still doing little radio plays for, you know, Arnold Taylor. And, you know, he was just like, you're going to have to slide off. You know, this ain't where you...
Have you seen the baby since any
Yes,
of this? Oh, you
all
have?
the time. We talk all the time.
So it didn't end badly?
No.
They were just like, you can't do this anymore.
Yeah, he didn't fire me.
Okay.
Arnold did. And
Got
it was just like, V, go ahead and focus on that comedy. Sis.
Yeah.
And then me and Arnold was like this.
Oh,
So-
still?
Yeah,
Oh, I
so we
love
never,
that.
we didn't have any bad
that's
ending.
good.
It was just like, he pushed me to my greatness. You know, he was the one that says, you gotta go. And from there, that's when the viral moments happen.
So you have this moment, you get pregnant. This is happy right away, right? You're like thrilled right away.
Thrills right away.
You tell your mom.
Yeah.
How's your mom about this?
Oh my gosh. It was so crazy because thank God for technology because it was absolutely a FaceTime. We were in St. Louis and it was such a beautiful feeling, you know, because my mom and dad were like so emotional and so happy.
I know. We never talk about your dad. We're always like, your mom.
Right.
Because she's momager. She's the one we know all these years.
Exactly.
But your dad is a parent too.
Absolutely. Dad was so happy because, you know, he's had girls, obviously.
Yeah.
And this is like the first, well, not the first boy, but obviously this is my first boy. So it was just so dope to see their reaction. And my son, his middle name is named after my dad. He was elated. I mean, obviously we didn't know it was a boy at first.
Right.
But just the first time telling them, they were so emotional and so excited. Same with his parents. Yeah, it was a time.
That's beautiful, baby. I'm so excited. Being a mom is like, changes the game.
It changes everything.
Yes.
Like
Tell me what's the thing that nobody told you? Was there anything that happened that you're like, why didn't anybody say this to me? Is there anything that has surprised you?
I can't say surprised in that way, only because my mom and I are so close. So she has told me so many things. I think what kind of surprised me are those feelings. You don't know that until you feel it. You know what I mean? So the feeling when your baby is crying and, you know, we're in the hospital and I ain't want nobody to touch him. The doctors, I was in pain. I was standing up with the wires and shit. Nah, don't touch him. That's too hard. Don't do that. Wait, it's too cold. No, you need a blanket. You know, like
You're in protective mode right away. Yeah,
immediately.
Yeah.
Selfless, immediately. I remember like going to doctor appointments and like there was one time I had to go to the hospital. I got sick and I would take no antibiotics, no medicine, and it got really bad. Like I got really sick. I got the flu and all of that. And I was just like, oh, I don't care about me. I don't care about my lungs. Is my baby okay? You know? And the doctor's like, well, we care about you. You have to be okay for your baby to be okay.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't think you can become prepared for that until you
feel it.
Really feel it. You don't know it until you really feel it.
I grew up with a lot of women, not a lot of men. I had my great grandfather was alive. He lived to 105. But my great grandfather, great grandfather, only two men that I had in my life, much older. Yeah. And I always had like a sympathy for men. And maybe sympathy is like, I don't know if you find that like a condescending word or something. Sympathy. But I had always a sympathy for men because I would see them. Both of them were in wars. My great grandfather came here from Cuba in a damn little boat, and I always had a sympathy for how much you have to hold or what's expected of you to hold. And I don't know, I just always, especially older men, if you think about the generations even before us, because you even could say, you comfortably sitting here and saying, I cried.
Yeah.
Would your father or your grandfather maybe have that freedom or that comfort to be able to say that? I don't know.
But my two dads, and I say my two dads, I have a bio and a non-bio dad, were both huggers and kissers and lovers.
Oh, so you had a different experience than what I'm talking about. Yeah.
So, but they are gonna hug and kiss you, but you get firm advice on the front or back end. So it was still you a man, you know what I mean? You're a man and you're expected. Now I love you, but you are expected to get that grass cut, or you're gonna be cutting grass in the dark if you don't do it in the daylight. I love you, but if you make a child, then I'm not going to be the doting grandfather that takes up your slack. You're going to work and take care of these children. You know, so there was a kindness and a tenderness to all the men. I had a lot of men in my family. I had uncles.
But was there an emotional,
There was
were y'all allowed to be emotionally?
You weren't going to out emotional women. That was frowned upon.
Yeah.
That was frowned upon by the women.
Yeah.
But you were.
That's true. We do that.
Yeah, but
that's part of the.
Yeah, you could get it out.
Part of the position we put you in.
Yeah, my family, you get one good, get it out. Go ahead and get the crowd, and then you have to take care of these women and children. So whatever you need to get out, just get it out, and that's what my song "Shed Tears" is about. Going in the bathroom, as men sometimes, and sometimes you just got to go in the bathroom, look in the mirror, man, and get the crowd. Because on the other side of that door is your responsibility, the people you're accountable for, the people you're accountable to.
Is that enough to be healthy? That one
I don't know if it's not. I know.
Moneybagg Yo talked about that on our episode too, because he had a lot of loss recently.
Yeah.
And he talks about being in a meeting and walking, being like, "I'll be right back," going to the bathroom, getting the cry out,
yeah,
and then coming back. So I'm assuming that is way more common than we know, especially of our generation of men.
No, I think it goes back further. I think this has been a coping mechanism longer. But you're a man. Fuck, I'm gonna do sit here and have a crying contest with my woman all day? It's somebody got to get up. She got to get up and tend to these children. She got to still make sure that dinner's gonna hit her. She still got to make sure the finance and everything managing the house. I can't manage to get my ass up and get to work. I got to get to work. My cousin gone. What they saying about the dead bury the dead. You know what I mean? That's just she's gone. There's nothing I can do about it. But she lives on through me, through her nieces, her nephews. I'm gonna go to the funeral. I'm gonna shed some tears remembering my cousin. But I'm still got to be there for her mother. I still got to be there for my auntie. I still got to be there for my sister. So I don't don't waste your time crying. Just cry, get it out, let it be effective. Breathe, meditate on it, pray. But you got to get back to living.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and check out all of the other episodes we have on Angie Martinez IRL podcast.